All right, so who wants to recap? Oh, MPT's down there. That's fine.
V, of course.
Always V's job.
Why is it always my job?
Because we decided that.
Because V is our records keeper. He has the most charisma.
It's true.
Well,
The problem with being the face of the party, man.
Face doesn't have to remember.
Although
everything.
I make him do it on Saturdays too, even though we're all the face of the party in that game. We all have high charisma.
Yo doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, we're still on the boat. I forget, were we finishing up that fight, or was that the week before?
What?
That was
What
the week
fight?
before.
That was the week before. Okay.
My last note is everything is too scary, so we leave.
Yeah, we were
Your last note
on a
should
boat
have
for a
been,
while.
my stomach told me bad things, so we left.
My tummy says do not attack is on the list.
There may have been some treasure underwater.
We saw a scary bone
dragon
It wasn't alive at all, we swear.
that Nala really wanted to interact with.
Nala has a death wish, got it.
I was like, I want to touch it.
It looks dangerous. I'm gonna touch it.
Anything else?
We got back to the boat and carried on.
And I didn't touch
the
it.
sailors were kind of annoyed at us because we turned around, went down, came back up, didn't really do anything down there.
They don't know
They
that.
don't know that.
Cyber 5.
We can tell them whatever the fuck we want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did
Also,
you guys happen to do anything with certain castaways?
Oh yeah, the Kenku got off the boat like he told us he would.
Somehow. In a
We
totally
didn't.
non-terrifying way.
We didn't have any other castaways. I'm confused by your question.
The Kenku and the demon?
The
That was
demon
2 sessions ago, man.
No, that
The
was last
boat.
session. You finished
Oh, I
that up
missed
and
that.
went down undersea.
You are correct.
Okay, so that was at the end. Okay, or at the beginning. That's what I thought. And I was getting told, no, that was the week before.
This recap is terrible.
Well, I was trying to do it, and then people didn't like it, so I'm not doing it anymore.
We're
'Cause-
sorry, V. We're so sorry. Don't be angry
Great.
with us, V.
The recap is in the GIFs. Don't worry about it.
That's all, but that's only part of it.
Oh,
What more do you want?
I need the ones for the castaways.
When,
They ran away.
well,
one by getting
one
dumped
went
in the
poof,
water, the other one
and
by
got
going
thrown away.
saying some weird line and going poof with a pencil,
Definitely.
making it
Definitely.
disappear.
I was gonna say, you don't remember the line? The line was great.
One way or another, we're getting off of this boat.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't
we
that
did.
one. Miser knows what line it was.
Miser does. Shin doesn't care to repeat it. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, but this is the recap. This is where the players recap. So Miser does.
Yeah, but Miser doesn't need to recap it. V's the recapper.
Yeah, nobody was happy with my recap.
I
I was
loved it.
extremely happy with your recap. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was happy with the
Complaining
recap.
about it the
I was
entire
happy
way.
enough to add on to it as well.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
We rescue castaways. Shit happens. They leave. We find a Shaluya. Shit happens. We leave.
We're real good at leaving.
Mine's are
Extremely
you
good
got
at
an
leaving.
inspiration for that one because that made me laugh. All right. So, specifically, if I remember correctly, you had shot to the surface of the boat or shot to the surface of the water, saw the boat. Nothing happened to the boat that you thought, but everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna blow up," and made your way back to the boat.
We're definitely not being followed by anything or anyone.
Definitely.
Definitely not
I
being scried
will-
by everyone under the sun.
I will note, just in case, that we did last session seal the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, we,
That was a part of the shit happens that I said.
Okay. I'm just making sure that he knows, so that later down the road we don't have a scary bone dragon like trying to eat us.
Oh, that thing. I thought you were talking about the boat. Wouldn't that be great if you're like all floating to the surface, you see the boat slowly sinking underneath?
Fate. We sealed its fate.
we were
To
back
be
on the
honest,
boat,
I
it
was
wasn't
kind of
sinking.
surprised when that didn't happen.
I'm just gonna point out that Shin would immediately look at Isk and go, "One too many tidal waves."
And you wouldn't be wrong.
So we'll say you're at this point, you're all climbing back on the boat because it's pretty calm. The weather's not terrible, so it's not difficult, especially because I think you all have the magic was made it so you floated or water walked. I think it was water walk actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
pushes
so
you to
you're
the
on top
surface.
of the water, which makes it super easy to get back on the boat. And the first mate is there, and he's like, "So,
Oh, you know,
We're-
dragon horde.
really, Dragon Horde?
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't go down there and touch it though.
Oh, you left it there.
Oh yeah, super ominous feeling and presence all around. Just ask Corey.
Yeah, my tummy said leave, so we left.
Does your tummy do that often?
I whispered to the
Only
first
when
mate.
it's important.
I whispered to the first mate. Her god speaks through her stomach.
Oh, I get it. I get
It's
it.
weird.
He whispers back, "Weird people."
Maybe weird, but it works.
So there's treasure down there, but your god is telling you through your stomach that you shouldn't touch it. And you said a
Just for
dragon?
more
Yeah.
details, there
There's
was
also a dragon.
Right.
Oh, and there was a dragon. Oh, that's pretty important to note. Hey. Yikes. I've heard
don't
of
go-
dragons, but I've never seen one. I don't think anybody here has. I don't even
Don't
think
go-
the captain has.
Don't go down there unless you want some.
Noted.
telepathically to Corey. Are we just gonna leave it at there was a dragon and not say that it was like the skeleton of a dragon?
Telepathically to Shin, Core will reply, I feel like we should be honest, but no one's saying anything.
Matthias has this. I'm gonna trust Matthias with this.
Sounds like
and
a
I
plan.
walk away.
You're leaving the first mate entirely wordlessly? Just going away?
Goodbye.
As the dragon comment got out, and I have my thoughts to Corey. I'm out.
Bye, Shin. See you later.
So back on track then?
Yeah, we're good to go back on track.
All right. And he shouts some orders to the sailors, and they open up the sails and wait for the wind to catch up, and this boat starts moving. Oh, actually, sorry. Reverse. They have to raise the anchor, which takes a bit. Couple
Shin
guys
shows up,
on the,
can't
on
help
the
with that.
anchor.
Some of us beefy folks can help with that, probably.
Oh, yeah. 4 people max to it because there's not that many around it. But once a couple of the sailors notice who's looking to help, they'll be like, it's all yours. So they raise the anchor. That takes, say, about 10 minutes. And then once the sails are down, the wind catches and they start moving on. When did you guys go down? It was during the day? Yes, it was during the day.
Okay.
So now everybody's on weird sleeping. Some people are on weird sleeping schedules. Some people are on their normal sleeping schedules. Are you going to try and revert that back?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably should.
So then, are the people who are trying to revert back, are they going to go to sleep / trance immediately, or are they going to stay up?
What time of day is it?
It's still pretty much midday. Well, let's say it's near the end of the day, since it probably took you a fair amount of time to get down there, traverse through the area, and look around. So it's going on probably 3 in the afternoon, roughly. Let me pour myself some alcohol here.
Drinking early, I see.
Drunk DMing sounds like a mixed bag.
I've only experienced it once, and apparently, or I've never actually experienced it. I heard about it, and apparently it was pretty rough. So yeah.
Weren't you in that game where we had the drunk DM?
Who was drunk?
Reaper?
Was he drunk?
I think Reaper was always drunk.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm right.
If it's 3, then I guess Mathias will just not sleep and do that to get back on the sleep schedule. Because that won't end poorly.
You'll be fine. We'll hang out. We'll hang out because it's already past my watch time anyway. We'll be buddies for the day.
If I see Mathias sleeping, then Shin is actually going to pull out the fuck is it called? Tome of X or something?
Mathias, make me a wisdom check, a wisdom save.
Manual of X.
Maybe I should make it so I can roll from here.
Unfortunately, because you just went to bed to reset your schedule, and you're now trying to go to bed to reset it back.
No, he was just gonna stay up.
Oh. Okay. I misheard Shin. Or Miser. He said you were going to sleep.
I misheard Mathias?
Well, then ignore everything I just said.
If Shin sees Mathias going to sleep, then Shin is going to read the Manual of X. If Shin sees Mathias not going to sleep, then Shin will have an easier time trancing than Mathias would for his just trying to normally sleep.
Okay, so you need to make me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. All right, let's potentially use this inspiration early. All right, let's actually connect these windows so I get it rolling in the right area.
Yeah, I just had to do that.
Oof. You rolled better, but got the same. That's the best part. So
Is Mathias near me? Is Mathias near me?
I don't know.
I don't know. Probably not.
Rip.
Shin walked away, so probably not.
So unfortunately for you, because so now it's almost the same thing. You tranced earlier to try a reset to the day, and now you're trancing again to try and reset back to the night. Unfortunately, you don't quite have enough willpower to force your body to trance, and it wants to stay awake too much. It's like, no, I'm not doing this again.
The Manual of X. You
The
gave that
Quinn's,
to me a long fucking time ago.
you start reading Quinn's manual. Give me.
No.
Sorry. What manual?
I found the
Oh.
Manual of X in Nala's trial.
Yeah, you need to tell me what item it was for.
It's literally called the Manual of X. You never gave me a name for the X.
Because you never told me what item you wanted to make. So I was like, I'll just sell this as X until you tell me what it is you want to make.
Is that what that is meant to be for? Because that was never explained to me.
Yes, that
Oh
was
my
what that was
goodness.
meant to be for. All right.
Mommy
so,
and Daddy are fighting.
Then never mind. I read Quinn's journal.
Got him.
Now that I know what the Manual of X does.
Oh man, all I could think of now is that the Manual of X explains to you in very good detail how you sing the song X Gonna Give It to You.
You know, as long as we don't relate it to Resident Evil 2, I'm good.
Okay.
We don't need any Mr. X coming at us.
Give me a Arcana check.
I'm going to.
Actually, you know what? Back up. We'll say there are a lot of different things that he talks about in his journal, but I'm going to say there's going to be a couple focuses, and I want you to tell me what you want to focus on. So, first one is ley lines. Second one is the world. The third one is the cataclysm. The fourth one is the lack of artificers, and the fifth one will be what do I want the fifth one? We'll just go with those four for now. And if I
Those
Shin
find
are
is
all
it-
already
good
very familiar with
topics.
the lack of artificers, so
the theory behind why there's so few.
I'm gonna blame mages. But now you've piqued his curiosity, so we're gonna go with the lack of artificers.
Okay, make me an intelligence roll to see if you can decipher what he's talking about.
Normal intelligence roll.
Oof. I mean, it's still 10, 11, so. Um, through his journal, and it's cross-referencing a bunch of other things and books that you don't have access to, but what you believe he's starting to allude to and talk about is that after the cataclysm, there was a bunch of different skill sets that were lost in time, and nobody was able to resurrect them. And he feels like one of the reasons why he could is because he wasn't fully blanked, I guess would be the best term for it, where he didn't lose everything from before, he just lost most of it, and enough of it that he was able to not only replicate it but teach it. And so he would teach others as well, and he would find very, very few, but there are others that seem to have the same used to be but aren't seen anymore, and he thinks druids are one of them, and another one would be warlocks.
Does
Those
Shin know what warlocks are offhand?
no.
He knows what druids are because of Isk now.
Yes. And Quinn would have a couple books on druids. He kind of avoided the topic of warlocks, and you think it's because of what powered them, and he never went into any further detail.
All right. So does Quinn mention any information on how to find out more about this?
He knows that there's a library of a lot of knowledge in Hobblehaven, but the problem is that nobody likes to talk. One, the people who run it and the people around it don't like artificers, and two, it's where the Archduke is, and he seemed to have control on some of that type of information that wouldn't get released out to the rest of the populace. And he never really talked about whether or not that was on purpose or if there was specific tidbits of it, but he theorized that there's things that happened before the cataclysm that can't be released to the public knowledge. it would shake the foundations, as it were.
Shin out loud. You think? Ah, if you were alive now. Oh man. Can I use my Sage researcher feature to potentially come up with a place to look for more lore in, say, Donna or whatnot? Like, would I know of any libraries or anything that could potentially hold a hidden gem there?
What's Sage?
The
Show me.
Sage is a background. And hold on a second. Do-do-do-do.
I have X gonna give it to you stuck in my head now, and I'm mad
Ah.
about it.
I don't know that song.
So you know that Donna is the premier city of the southern region. So it stands to reason that they also have their library of knowledge of some sort. So you think you don't know, and Quinn never really talked about it. He didn't really care so much about the places down there, even though he was pretty well traveled. I would think is what we decided on. He didn't really investigate too much on it, but there's two things that you know. One is that there is a lord in that region who has a lot of money and power and stands to, again, reason he would have access to some type of library of knowledge. And two, as a whole, they should also have their own library, because trying to refer back to Hubblehaven every single time wouldn't make any sense. So either they copied some of that information down or found their own books and stored them away somewhere. But yes, there absolutely would be a library in Donna. Whether or not it'd have that kind of information is hard to say.
So the connection to the connection to this library in Donna that could hold, again, these hidden gems is either through this lord, or it might just be an actual library there, since they didn't want to continue keeping the information just in one place.
Yes, it's either, like you said, it's either through the Lord or through the church. Almost guaranteed. And it could be still through the church, but the Lord has access to it because of his influence. Because there is one thing that Quinn has imprinted on you multiple times, is that the church controls the information that the public sees. They have to, for good or bad.
Okay. My RP is done.
Anybody else doing anything?
Me and Mathias hanging out today, but I don't know if there's anything that he wants to talk about specifically. Or if we just do regular random shit.
Probably just regular random shit.
Yeah!
Which for a cleric and a paladin probably includes a lot of praying.
And talking about God.
Would that be random though? Wouldn't that be normal?
That's kind of what we mean, I think.
Okay.
Normally random.
I think.
I don't know what fucking God people talk about, okay?
In your discussions between the two of you, you will again find that the Bahamut image that was projected here is not necessarily bloodthirsty, but very unforgiving towards any of Tiamat's followers and any chromatic dragons, which is not what you're used to, Corey.
Yeah.
You still realize, or Bahamut in your worlds, and that has projected to been to you, is that everybody always has a chance at redemption and isn't always inherently evil. You should
Right.
be wary, but you shouldn't automatically assume that they need to die.
Right. Interesting. That was generous of you. Thank you for saying that.
Most of the low end tenants are basically the same, though.
Yeah.
Do good unto others, help the poor, help the weak. Just generally be a good person, basically. The other major thing is that always listen to your high priests and priestesses, and always follow their orders. Which again, Bahamut is listen to them and understand what they're saying, but you don't have to. Don't take them as law, especially if you don't follow Bahamut. Even if you
Yeah.
do follow Bahamut, just understand that I want all my children to be in such a way, but they aren't forced by the head of the churches. Like that's too not strict and overbearing, I guess would be a better term for it.
Yeah.
But this is also the
That makes
first time
sense.
you've been to a world where it's practically, or I mean, it's a theocracy. Like most
Right.
worlds you've been to has Bahamut as a god, or maybe the major god, but not the only god.
Right. And so even if it were the Bahamut that I knew, it would never become a theocracy because that's not how he rolls, is kind of what
Exactly.
you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Thanks, Matthias. I learned a lot.
Glad I could help.
I also, that's an exchange. Matthias also learned more about my Bahamut.
Yep.
Which I would imagine is important.
All right. Anybody else? Isk, Nala?
That's a good question. Not sure there's. I don't think there's much for Isk to do at this immediate moment, but
I agree. On Nala's behalf.
Okay. So evening
Let's take up your
arrives.
normal watches again.
yep.
Yeah. Evening arrives. You all, the ones who are normally going to bed at this time, can go to bed. Shin, you're starting to get tired again. Now it's
Okay.
the question of do you power through it or not?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, try to.
And Matthias, are you powering through it?
Yep.
Okay.
Gonna try to.
So I need Matthias and Shin to both make me a con save. Shin,
Fuck.
you will not be near Matthias for this.
Doesn't matter. That would have sucked anyways.
Matthias, you're fine. Shin, you are dead tired. You are struggling to stay awake near the end of your watch.
You doing alright over there, Shin?
I'm sleepy. Not something I'm usually used to.
Yeah, threw us going down there, threw off her sleep. That was bound to happen.
Well, we wanted to be prepared. That was the best way to do it.
That it was.
If you can cover here for the rest of the night, I think I'm going to turn in.
Go ahead.
MPT, help him keep watch. Matthias, MPT as well. MPT, follow Matthias's commands if he requests anything of you. And then Shin goes in trances.
Okay. All right, so we will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Unless there's any objections, I'm going to skip ahead a couple days.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Nala, make me a fate roll.
You got it.
Ooh, could be good. Nope, it's even. Okay.
I'm hearing maybe that it's bad.
No,
Nope.
15's
Even's
really
fine.
good.
So
Okay.
in your during your watch, the first mate's out on the back of the boat, just looking off to the distance, and he's clasping something in his hand. And you are able to approach him without him noticing. And you think he's saying something silently to himself, or he's saying something quietly to himself.
Can I try to listen harder?
Make me a perception check. Actually, what's your passive?
Passive is 15. No.
Is it 15?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, it's 15.
Okay. You don't need to make me a check. Where's my stupid thing?
Okay.
While I'm updating this, Isk, what's your passive?
That's an excellent question. Let me check. It is 18.
18. Shin.
Perception?
Yeah, passive.
16.
I think everybody went up one. Matthias, 15.
Yep.
Cool. Corey, 14.
18.
Whoa. Did you like take a feat or something?
I've always had proficiency with perception. You had it wrong before. You must have.
Oh, yikes. Telling the DM he's wrong. All right. All right.
Well, sorry, but
I would like
that
to
happens.
pass my inspiration over to Corey just to save her ass.
So, Nala, you listen to the first mate, and you think he's muttering a prayer to Seleyana, which doesn't ring a bell at all.
Well, it's not the bad one, so I go about my business. The bad one that I would know of, which I assume is just Tiamat, because in my world it's only Bahamut or Tiamat, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yep. Going about my business.
Okay. And that's basically that. Since you walk away from him, he doesn't even notice you. He's too lost in his thoughts. And that happens, we'll say that happens about mid-morning. So Corey, Isk, and you are awake, and Shin and Matthias are asleep.
Okay.
Alright, so what's going on now? I'm sorry.
Just making sure if anybody. So basically, that's the only thing of note that's happening. If you want to act on that, go right ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to skip ahead some more time.
If it comes up, I will probably talk to Corey about it.
Well, you're the only one who knows it, so you're gonna have to come. You have to bring it up yourself.
But you said you're time skipping, so
Okay.
that was my attempt.
Okay.
So
So
she does want to bring it up.
if you do want to bring it up, go ahead and bring it up with Corey because she's going to be up with you. You're all daytime.
Oh. Okay. When I have fulfilled my duties, I will go find Corey. Hey, Corey.
Hi.
Hey, so are there like people around? I
You
look
probably find her in
outside.
the room. So Matthias and Shin are asleep.
I still do that. Looks clear. Alright. I got some news to tell you.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know if it's good or bad. I assume it's fine, but you're all churchy and stuff, so I figured you'd probably know. the
Mhm.
captain guy, first mate guy,
Mhm.
captain guy, one of those guys
Whose
Who's-
name I totally know.
praying to a Shalani, Shaluli, Shalalo, something. I just thought you should know.
Eldon is his name. Hey God, do I get the real name of that God out of what she just said?
No, you don't.
I can't think of a sea god whose name starts with an SH, maybe.
Hey, a couple of those were kind of close.
Before I decide how to
Around
respond
some
in game.
vowels.
None of them are ringing a bell.
Huh.
Well, anyway, it looked like he was praying to, not Bahamut, which could be good or could be bad. I'm not real sure, but I thought you should know.
I think it's good news. Thank you for telling me. Maybe I will sneak off and have a chat with him in private.
Let me know if you need some extra muscle, just in case it is a bad thing.
I will make sure that you're not so far away that I can't yell for help. How about that?
Excellent.
Thank you.
I flex a little as I walk away.
I go, ow, ow!
Oh God.
Nala blushes a little.
Ilaria also blushed a little.
Shush face.
Adorable. I plan to take my watches and my free time vaguely closer to the first mate in the hopes of catching him doing this at some point. Without, being a total weirdo. Yeah, I'm just like standing on the boat staring at him unmoving all the time.
You every now so you're able to make me a gosh, what's is deception a skill?
Yes.
Yeah, make me a deception roll.
One I'm real bad at. This will be fun, guys. It's a +0,
You did
so
this to yourself.
it's a
I'm
12.
excited.
Could be worse, could be better.
Use
I
your
always expect to
charisma.
see a roll from Bex in the thing, and then just like it's a 12. Oh right, she does that.
Yeah, and I'm happy about it.
Oh, you get your drugs somehow. I mean, you're
So-
fixed somehow.
Exactly.
You do your best to tail him, which is very odd because you're not that kind of person to do that to anybody.
True.
But you understand enough how it works and you've seen other people do it, and so you kind of got a good idea. And he seems to be pretty preoccupied just running the boat and doing other things. There are a couple of times where he'll go into the captain's quarters to talk to them. You're like, well, fuck. But you don't really catch him doing that at any point in time. But he also doesn't notice you.
Right. Okay, well, that's, 50-50 on what I wanted, so I'll take it.
Over the course of this, can I continue working on basically figuring out a way to mount or meld the pistol into the armor?
Yeah. You don't think it's too difficult. It's just going to take time. I would say another. I mean, at this point, you think you'll have it done by the time you get to Donna.
Okay.
Anybody else want to do anything?
My usual. Try to be helpful where I can be. Maybe
Okay.
see if Shin needs any muscle.
I'm gonna take that as a nope. So
What are you
time
talking
moves
about, turn
ahead.
down the help?
Time moves ahead, and 3 days later, you all will see the. I mean, you're kind of close to the coastline, but 3 days later, you'll actually see what looks to be a city coming up. It's still a bit of ways away, and it'll probably take another day to actually get there. But the the captain will approach you. Whoever's up, this will be during the day, near the morning. So probably Nala. We're getting pretty close to Donna. If there's anything you guys want to prepare for or want us to prepare for, we haven't been here in a while, to be honest. Or no, reverse that. Last time we were here was 4 months ago, and we've heard rumors that things have kind of got flipped. I don't really know how to best to put it. Things went crazy, and it's not what we remember it. So the best advice I can give you and your group is just be on your guard.
In Donna?
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, at least for us, we've had to be on our guard since we, basically formed up.
Truth.
That's good. We used to know the person who ran the NBs, but he passed away and passed it on to one of his proteges, who I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not too thrilled about. Everything that they've shown and the caliber that they are is not quite what we've envisioned it to be, but we didn't really have a choice in the matter, and we don't really have time to sort that out. So just understand that it's not going to be the same, or it's not going to be quite as
Receptive.
I don't want to say that, because I think they're going to be very receptive to you, but more in the fact that they're going to be looking practically probably to use you as a tool to further their goals. So just keep that in mind. There are many things you're going to need to keep in mind, but the biggest thing is that Donna as a whole is now, I think, based on the rumors, in the middle of a power struggle between, you could say, our faction and the church. So
what's the name of the MB person?
I'm trying to think of a name. Give me a second.
All right.
Taurus Vladimir.
And you can lead us to him? Not lead us to him, but you...
Toris. Taurus Vladimir.
Got it.
Excuse me. I needed to edit that note. Ellie was super not an ally.
Yeah. Nope.
Cuckoo was, though.
We don't really know. The church, the head of the church changed, I'd say, about 20 years ago now. We haven't really looked into the new one, or at least I haven't. I'm sure the captain has. I mean, the other captain, not me, like Captain Balvan. But I didn't really talk to her about that, so I don't have much information for you for that. I'm sorry. Torvis might, but again, be careful what he tells you.
Is he going to openly try to lie to us?
Taurus. No, his name is Torvis now. God damn it.
Torvis?
Yep.
Torvis Vladimir.
No, it's an F. Vladimir.
Yeah.
This is a terrible name. The last name especially, like, can you imagine being saddled with the last name Vladimir? That's so bad.
No wonder why he wants to use us.
I don't think he's going to. Yes, assume that he is going to manipulate you guys to further his goals.
So his
He
goals are not
wants-
always in line with the MBs.
Yes, understandably so, because you weren't part of the inception, and we aren't going to force you to do anything that we think. The captain vouches for you, so if she vouches for you, I think you guys are fine. I can't say the same for Torvis. I think he will tolerate you, but if you get in his way, he's going to do dumb things.
So we're already entering the city on a bad foot, or at least a potentially bad foot.
I wouldn't.
It's a fair assessment. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not something.
You're not wrong.
That's very good information for us to have.
Also need to be in our disguises because we are still very, very well known. I'm assuming
I
even
hate
here.
my disguise.
Yes, but your real armor sticks out like a sore thumb.
No, you're right. I just don't like it.
I can't. I wish I had more information on that, but we've been at sea for over a month at this point, so. And I haven't had a contact with anybody in that aspect, so I don't know whether or not that's a good idea. I'm going to say yes. Yes until told otherwise. How about that?
Matthias,
We're a day out. Are we a day out? Is that what you said?
Yes, your day out.
I am going to ask him to describe Torvis to me in as much detail as possible. You don't have to do it. I'm trying to get familiar enough to scry on him tonight.
oh my gosh.
He will give you a pretty good description of him
Sweet.
because he has run into him.
And
So
immediate
he knows what
scrying.
he's-
Go.
No. I'm just saying, I may as well try and use scrying for something useful for once.
See, scrying has started cast.
Hold on one second.
Everyone excited to get into the middle of a war zone.
Woohoo!
It's like our specialty, getting in the middle of other people's business.
Someone has to.
Well, at least the old high priestess isn't there anymore, because that probably would have been all kinds of awkward.
Oh, this is good news for you, isn't it?
Mm.
I was wondering why he said new and then it was 20 years and I was going to question him about it, but now I get it.
Don't.
Lucky you, V. Lucky you.
Well, there's plenty of stuff you can still use against me.
I know, but hey, it's one thing.
You think people will recognize Mathias and Donna?
There might be people that could. Uh-oh.
We need to get Mathias like a helmet or something. Have to have the visor down all the time.
Yeah, it's been 43 years since he's been back, though, so maybe they won't recognize him.
That's the hope.
Depends how many of them are long-lived, like you are.
Did you get on the wrong side of any elves when you lived there before?
Don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
Everyone I know of that are all humans, but they were young enough to where they could still be alive.
There has also been war and a lot of people leaving the city, so that might work in his favor too. Shen has a friend in Donna.
Friend is a long stretch of the word there.
Hey, he sent a message all the way to Shen. That's pretty friendly.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
May as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend this time looking at Brett with a sad face and making the sign language motion for food in the hopes that soon he will make dinner.
Oh no.
I am hungry.
I wish he could come over here. I made beef stew.
Oh, that sounds so good.
We'll be able to cook with each other again eventually in like a couple more months.
Yeah, really. Ooh.
Hmm?
Every time I think of like a new genre of performance, I write it down for Saturday.
Ooh.
And I had a thought.
Yep, write that down.
Yeah. Because Miser gives me advantage if I say what kind of performance I'm doing instead of just being like, I do a show. And I want that tasty advantage.
Advantage is good.
Yeah.
No performance the current night, though.
No, I just want to make sure I don't lose this thought because eventually I'll need it.
I hope they have like one specific genre where they just like hate it for some reason. That's never explained.
We had a bard here once who only did that, and now we're burned out on it, and we hate it.
We hate country.
Yeah, don't worry, you won't ever catch B doing country. Because you won't ever catch me doing it.
You can do country style dances and not actually do country songs.
I guess that's true. Like, lead everyone in a line dance? Hey, that's an idea.
Maybe the party won't get split again this tomorrow.
You're hilarious.
That's right. It always gets split.
Yeah, hello. Who are you playing with?
It's the curse of Saturday, it seems.
It's the curse of, yeah, sure. That's what it is. It's the day of the week.
I like how Sai's on call happens at like 8 o'clock at night, but until then he was just able to game for a while.
Yeah.
You know, with stuff going on now, it's like hard to predict when people are gonna call you because a lot of people are home.
Probably working odd schedules because I'm home. So why not?
Yeah, dude, my boss has never emailed me so much past 8 p.m. as he has in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I think people are just not on a normal schedule anymore, so they call at 8 p.m. feels like a normal work hours call.
That's unhealthy work-life balance.
Yep.
Rule number one of a working from home all the time is set your limits, set your boundaries.
Some people who are stuck working at home are workaholics.
Oh, like socks.
But he's
Who's
actually
going
going to
back
be
into
going
the
in.
office next week because his
geez.
company is amoral and evil.
That's bad. Well, it sounds like they're taking advantage of that, like, essential employee thing.
Yeah, because biotech is considered essential, but that caveat exists so that, COVID tests and treatments get researched and made, not so that his company can keep their bottom line moving. It pisses me off.
Yep.
Like, they're only in cancer. Not that they shouldn't keep being in cancer, but like they're putting their employees' safety at risk because they don't want to take a slow month. That
Oh,
bugs me.
Yep. That's
they
very
put their
immoral.
employees' health at risk and all the time because of the hours they make him work.
Well, that's true, but this is even worse. You know?
They're making him come in during a time when exposure to other people is not really advised.
Yeah, my company has a lab just like the lab that Sox works in, and they are doing all kinds of projects looking at data over, the last 5 years of all the research that they've done and seeing if there's trends between studies. Like, they're doing stuff
All right. Well,
that
that's
is
fine.
remote, you know?
All right.
It just doesn't make any
Ooh, I
sense.
forgot to unmute there. Great.
Well,
Great.
Where did we leave off?
Talkie bits.
Yes, but which part?
we were being warned that both sides would be bad, like, the good side will still take advantage of us.
Yes.
And that the
Okay.
high priestess had changed like 20 years ago. That kind of stuff.
Yep.
I don't
That's
know if we have
basically the
Miser and
gist of
Ilaria
his.
back yet.
Okay.
She said
Oh.
back.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't want to
forgot.
interrupt you guys who were talking.
Do you have any questions for me?
Nope, let's just jump right in blind. It's good. Oh, do you know where... Well, I don't actually have a name. Do you know if the library here has a name? In Dona?
I do. It's the famous library.
Famous.
The Lord there has graciously built it so that the church can and the church in Donna can fill it up with the information that is necessary. The church controls who goes in and out, but the Lord has access to it at all times.
All right. So is Lord Famous still a? How easy would it be to get in touch with Lord Famous?
The best I get is that you don't get in touch with him; he gets in touch with you.
How does one get noticed by Lord Famous?
I think, based on all of your reputation, he will notice you. He has a keen ear to the ground and has more information than one should. But considering how long he's been in power, I'm not surprised. He probably knows more about you all than you really want him to. And I think he's going to be very interested to know that you are in town.
What's that's curious, but I guess that's besides the point at this point. So, last question by me then. Are you aware of any other artificers in Donna?
I am, actually. There was one who came a while ago. I'd
while
say
ago?
about 10 years back.
And he's been staying in Donna this whole time?
No, he doesn't stay in Donna. His base of operations is down in Shalari, but he will come visit Donna from time to time.
Do you know what name he goes by? Out come the dice.
Looking at my notes. I didn't put that anywhere, did I, huh?
If it's Obadiah, you absolutely put it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where I put it, but it is Obadiah. I just can't remember if I gave him a first name. Or if that was his first name.
Sounds like a first name to me.
If his last name is Stain, then yes.
Oh, so then it's Stain. He goes by the name Mr. Stain.
Mr. Stain. I am aware of him.
You are?
Uh-huh, unfortunately.
Well, that's good.
Hopefully he's been at least a help to the city.
He has. From what I understand, he's improved a lot on the city. The rumor has it that he's also been helping not fund the military, but provide the military with arsenal.
Of course. I know how this goes.
You do?
Yeah, unfortunately. Let's just say the same way that I helped you improve your ballista at the front of your ship, he's probably been doing that for basically every soldier in Donna.
Ah. I see. Well, is that a good or a bad thing?
Depends on whose side the soldiers are on.
Well, considering the fighting that's going on right now, not great.
I'm betting Mr. Stain is actually liking this not great that you're talking about then, because this stands for profit for him.
You're not wrong.
This is gonna suck when we get there, guys.
Yep.
I think Mathias might have had some questions too. This is actually a return trip for him of a sort. And it would be helpful if Mathias checks in with at least more information on the goings on of his stuff, including, but not least important, the church. So if you have anything you can answer there, that would help us to avoid them or anything like that, Mr. First Mate. That would be great. Or Captain, I forget who we're speaking to, sorry.
You're speaking to the captain.
Mr. Captain.
Just call me Captain. There is no Mister.
As we were. Matthias?
Um,
Yes.
it's been a long time since I've been there, so probably a lot's changed, so I'm not even sure where to begin.
Well, you have, according to my calculations, about 12 hours before we get there. Sorry, 18 hours.
Uh, who is the new priestess? You said that the
Of course.
Fuck. I was totally ready for this.
Totally. We can tell.
Hey.
Yes.
Sorry.
Did I give you name of the priestess that was in Donna?
Venice Florinata.
Okay.
Damn. When was that?
In his backstory, maybe?
Oh.
Maybe.
I was like, I don't think I have that in my notes anywhere. I'm usually good about names.
The name of the priestess now is Havan Lorinata. Ah, yep, there it is. Nope, I put it right there. Jen Saris. Sorry, I actually did make her name. I just didn't write it down. Jen Saris Lorinata.
I was close.
She related to the old priestess?
She is. She is her daughter. Rumor has it that there was a wayward paladin that courted the priestess before he left, and that child is the priestess now.
So much for V getting off the hook.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wayward Paladin that left Donna.
I'm
Did you
imagining
leave it
that
there,
like
Matthias?
Don't remember really sleeping with anybody in Donna.
Do
That's
you know
not
of
what he
any
said.
other Wayward Paladins?
It's big temple. There would have been a lot of paladins there.
Insight check.
Roll it.
Taste a 25, V. Taste it.
oh my god.
He's not lying.
But he's hiding something, right?
No, he's not hiding something.
You're telling me that he really doesn't think that they're talking about him.
Correct.
Okay.
Taste it, Bex. Taste it.
Hey, I learned something just now. That's what happens when you have a +8 insight, I guess.
V has this Matthias has a very confused look on his face, and he's like, "That's not possible." I don't know if I don't know if you're making the connection. You're like, no, or if you're like completely clueless. So I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I think he would have kind of had the thinking that they would be thinking that based on what they knew about him, but it's like that. There's no way that could have happened.
Yeah. So he has the look of like that's just not possible. It wasn't me. I understand you all might think it was, but it certainly was not.
Moving forward from that,
Yeah.
whether it was you or not, are you aware of any other paladins that have left around the same time you might have?
I don't know if any of them left, but there was one that was training with me around the same time, but I don't know if he left around the same time or not.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Would have been Lewis Grimmin.
I mean, the name doesn't currently mean anything to me at the moment, much like Obadiah doesn't mean anything to you guys, but I am sure that we will find out potentially.
Sorry, did V just give us a name?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Sorry, Brett was talking to me. Can you repeat it?
Lewis Grimmin.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's in V's notes. I'll ask him again later.
Is Mathias going to tell us any more about this other person, or is he done now?
Mathias, do you people well?
Apparently not.
Have you were you just sheltered?
The captain looks very amused at this point.
So does Corey.
I thought like being you're paladin, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I thought you had like dealings with people on a fairly regular basis. This must be really awkward for you.
It's been a long time since I was in Donna. It's kind of weird talking about it again.
Get used to
Sorry.
it, buddy, because we're here.
And you're our talker.
I mean, we're like 11 hours out from here, but we're almost there.
Practically like being there.
Totally.
It's like we're next door.
I believe in you, Mathias.
Isk,
Yes.
you are aware that MPT is not an actual panther, correct?
He's not?
MPT is not. MPT is a mechanical contraption that Quinn has made for, well, not for me, but it is for me now.
But he acts as if he is alive.
Oh, he is very alive through the spark of magic and creativity and other artificer type dealings.
Pause for a very brief moment, Shin.
Uh-huh.
While you're talking to Isk and you're pointing at MPT. MPT looks like a panther.
Shin pauses, thinks about that for a moment, looks at MPT again, waits to see if the transition happens again, looks back to Isk, looks back at MPT, Looks back at
As
Isk.
long as you don't say anything and you're looking at him, he looks like a panther.
Looks at MPT. Looks back at Isk.
And Isk is just staring back at you, waiting for you to say something.
Do all of us see it, or is this
No,
a Shin only
just-
thing?
just Shin.
Okay, interesting.
Never mind, Isk. Science is bullshit.
This is just like, okay. Who is science?
Who? What? Who is? I don't. What? We're gonna need a long talk for this.
Are you okay, Shin?
You keep asking questions to the captain.
Do your peopling.
Isk, I would like to take you off to the side, maybe with MPT, since you seem to like petting MPT right now, and we can talk some science, or at least I can teach you at least the fundamentals of what science is. Unless you
Oh.
were screwing with me.
No, I would be interested.
Okay. Shin teaches Isk a science.
Ooh. Which
Just a
one?
single
One
science?
science.
Science.
One unit of
intriguing.
science.
All right, Isk, write down on your character sheet +1 science.
One science.
Out of 250.
Well, what does it mean?
As you're walking away to talk to him about that MPT, if you ever look back at MPT, it looks like MPT again.
Shin disregards. Shin will look into this more later. You have given Shin another thing to look into.
As
Must-
if Shin didn't have
must-
enough on his to-do list.
Must teach Isk science.
Telepathically to MPT, though, Shin will go, you totally did that on purpose.
MPT has no idea what you're talking about.
This is okay.
No, he's actually curious. What are you talking about?
No, for some reason you transitioned into an actual panther for a second there. So I was
didn't
taking a
do
bit aback. We're okay.
But I didn't. I'm a metal. I am science, just like you said.
You are science. This is why we'll look into this more later. But currently, I'm seeing things, and it's freaking me out.
You are freaking out, man. Anyways. Mathias, Corey, Nala?
With everything that's going on there, is they still training paladins at the temple, or has that moved off?
They try. Not many are up to the task, and even less able to pass it. Although at this point it's kind of on hiatus with the war started. At least that's my understanding. And any and all paladins that have been trained have been called up.
Makes sense.
What about you? Do you consider yourself still a paladin of the church?
Asking the tough questions.
Still consider myself a paladin of Bahamut, but not of the church.
How does that work out?
Still trying to figure that out myself.
Oh, well, when you do find that out, I'd be very curious to understand your answer. I've never heard of somebody who follows the god but not the church.
Yeah, it's new ground. Once I figure it out, I'll be sure to let you know.
Okay. Well, unless there's anything else you want me to answer, or at least I can attempt to answer, I do feel like we should at least make sure we're on the right track.
I think that's everything I could think of. Has this war been spilling into neighboring towns, or has it been keeping to Donna mostly?
Uh oh, you mean the war in Donna?
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call it a war, more of a uprising, because then you get confusing with people who think you're talking about the war between Bahamut and Tiamat, right? So
Right.
no, it's staying pretty centralized in Donna itself, and I don't think either side truly want any civilian casualties, but it feels like, at least if you would ask me on this opinion, it feels like this is an attack of opportunity, considering the way the war is and how most major cities have had to pull their outer guard and send them to said war. That this is a prime opportunity for them to maybe take back this capital region, capital city, as it were. But I haven't been personally involved that long, and I don't know for sure how bad it's gotten.
It's could have changed in the time that it's been since you've been here, even. So, especially if there's an uprising going on.
Yep, you are correct.
Guess we will see in 11, 14, whatever hours away.
It's true. Well, I imagine you all need to prepare yourselves, so I will take care of my business, and if you have any need of me, I'll be in my quarters.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And he calls out to the first mate and makes sure he does what he needs to do and keeps an eye on things.
As soon as he walks away, Corey swoops up Matthias in a hug, spins him around, kisses on the forehead, puts him down, and walks off without saying anything.
What was that about?
I'll walk up and fist bump him. Hopefully, he fist bumps me back. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be holding my fist at him.
Probably looks a little confused and fist bumps back.
Nice. And then I walk away.
We're congratulating you, but we won't tell you why.
Isk,
Yes?
the science on discussion
Yes.
is actually a comparison between your beliefs of nature and my scientific knowledge of nature.
I don't follow.
Well, there are certain facts about nature that can be proven in science, whereas you, as you are as a druid, because you can tend to defy the laws of science with your natural magic and fey beings and all of that stuff. Not anything really out of the ordinary, considering, I'm already an elf and I wholly believe in all the fey stuff as well. But, and to the DM, Shin will just continue comparing differences in what Isk believes and what Shin quote unquote knows to be fact about nature.
Yeah. I guess, is there anything particular
What would be one thing that Isk would believe is wholly different from what a scientific view would be? Do you think?
Let me think. Isk doesn't really go looking for like why stuff works, so I guess with druids it's just that it does that because it does that. Like it's the nature of whatever it is.
So then Shin can actually get really boring with it and start explaining some of the things that Isk brings up into like certain classes or species or whatnot, and like obviously they're predatory or herbivoristic chains of food.
Hmm. Yeah, this is definitely not how they've examined any of it before.
Beep, beep.
Oop.
Bomb's going
By
off.
Sai. It's getting a lot of phone calls.
All the problems happen at night.
Oh. I'm sorry, Bex.
No, you're good. I just don't want to be Hermione right now. It's not needed or appropriate.
I wasn't going for being factual myself with my own personal thoughts, but Shin is
No,
factual and
I know,
scientific
I know.
about it.
I know. Hence why I feel no need to do the thing.
Which is also one of the things Shin would have explained is the evolution of the whole thing, which still brings another question about lizardmen as a whole.
Right?
Yeah, it does seem like they did see that other guy at when we went to the church that didn't look like he like it
Oh,
was
the
just like a whole
tiefling?
different. Yeah.
Did
Y'all
look
have
like he
never
was
seen
pulled right from
tieflings?
another world, didn't he?
Yeah.
So were you? Corey
From
claims
another-
to be, and obviously is, if we trust her at her word, which I see no reason not to.
I do not think so. Wouldn't I know if this was not my world?
Do you feel like it's your world?
I believe that it is. It
You
feels as if it is.
100% know that this is your world, without a doubt.
Okay. Yeah. Full conviction, yes.
So do you feel like there's still just so much of an enigma around you when we were talking about other science at the moment. We got it back on you.
I did not think there was anything that unusual about me.
Well, currently you're one of a kind.
I do not like that fact. There are
We can keep
others.
looking for others of your kind, but you are currently, for all intents and purposes, to the world at large, the only one of you.
That is not comforting.
So the next question would be the where of your people, if we stay obvious about it or stay in this frame of mind about it. Oh,
Well,
wait. Did I ever ask you about what you thought of the cataclysm?
no, you did not.
Was the cataclysm a thing that happened in your that you knew about?
None of what I have heard of it is familiar to me.
Heard of it?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Iska's heard people discussing it before, right? I hope. Otherwise,
Yes.
they're gonna just have no clue. Yeah.
Yes, you would have.
Well, I have heard the word before, but there is no such event in the history of my people.
Are you aware of a fight between Bahamut and Tiamat?
Bahamut and Tiamat have not fought.
So You're really making me want to say the other thing, I think.
Isk, make me a wisdom save.
You got it. I bet I said the bad word. Wisdom save.
Wow.
But you're
Isk,
okay this time.
Isk says that, and you watch Isk's eyes widen. Isk, you get flashes and memories of hundreds upon thousands of dragons fighting in the sky, battling each other or something else. Hard to tell. They're just flashes, imprints. Two gigantic beings fighting against, and then it's gone.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, what? Anyways, so the other question isn't a case of where, but a case of when.
When there were dragons fighting.
Dragons?
Yes, for a moment I saw something, many dragons fighting, and two, I do not know what they were fighting as well, but it was only for a moment.
Wait, so two of them stood out in prominence against all the others?
Yes,
Are you telling me that you were there for the war?
I do not think so.
You don't think you were there? Sorry, there's an alarm going off right now.
No worries.
Alarm going off in Shin's mind.
There's that.
Ding 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 ding.
Okay, so you haven't heard about this cataclysm until a certain point. I don't know how often directions were brought up to you, but do the cataclysm where or rumors and knowledge that you have gleaned since then, and the time from when you started hearing directions as backwards kind of match up?
I have only noticed that the north and south were opposite since I have been here, since we were in.
Okay, so you knew about the cataclysm since before you've been here.
No, I do not think so. The first I heard of it was also here.
Shin's eyes go wide.
What?
So you're like Corey in a way. You're not. You're from here, but you're not from this time of here.
That cannot be possible.
It would explain why there's no lizard men around.
But where would they have gone?
I couldn't tell you that because we cannot see all of our known world at the moment.
How could that be?
We can't get to half of it.
I do not understand. You could
I
not.
don't understand it in full either, but we can't get to half of it.
Perhaps we should try?
It's worth a shot. We do have some shrines to take care of first.
Yes, it would be good to get everyone their amulets first.
Alright, now I have to highlight over this GIF.
Yep. It's very confused.
Anyways, there still isn't much we can do about the where or the when of you, but I can discuss more science with you if you would like.
I would like to learn more.
Well, at this
That's
point, I
fair.
would like to discuss, since you seem to like petting MPT, I can discuss the actual framework and what actually makes MPT run.
Oh.
And Shin starts off on that long tangent.
Is gonna regret saying they're interested in hearing about this. Yep.
Shin absolutely files away that Isk is a time traveler in the back of his head, though.
Yep, that's the rest of the boat.
All right. If nobody else is doing anything, we will go to the at least getting close to Donna.
Before bed, I want to scry on that person.
To be fair, I didn't expect to get a Isk knowledge drop there, but it happened.
Right.
Yay!
Me neither. I was honestly just fucking around in the background there.
Torvis. Torvis Vladimir.
Heard of the target.
I had them described, their image described to me, and I've heard of them, and I know what their job is. So I don't know,
She's trying to help
familiar.
herself on that chain of scry.
What's your save?
Yeah, 16.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Roll me fate dice. When are you doing this?
4, 4, 4, 5, and right before bed. Well, not right before bed. Maybe like around like an hour before sunset.
17. That's above average.
You will see him in a office room. He has food set down next to him. He's poring over a map. Rather, he's looking at a map. He's not pouring the food over the map. That'd be weird.
No, but he's pouring over it. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Phrase is still accurate to what you said. Second guess or something?
Every now and then there is a woman who comes in and out, and you can almost, I mean, based on your age, it feels more like a child. This person can't be more than 18 years old, human. She's checking up on him, and he kind of shoos her away every single time. And it's not a checking up like you check up on like children or what have you. She's checking up on like she's checking up him like a secretary would.
Okay. Can I see what the map is of?
It definitely looks like a city. It's a very overarching view of the city. There are markers on the map. There is some writing on the map. There are no pieces on the map. But there's no really identifying piece of said map to tell you what it is exactly.
Okay. I get 10 minutes, so.
Yep, I'm thinking about it.
Ask all the questions you can.
Yeah. You have any other questions?
Yeah, you said there were notes on the map?
Yes.
What kind of notes?
Not military, troop, quote unquote, troop positions. Certainly not any military notation, but basically like there's a handful of people here, some magical support. Known trench here. Very hard time getting in these areas. Very easy getting through these areas. Known passageways, known compromised passageways. Known issues on. Basically, it looks like some type of battle map of like troop movement, troop placement. Very poorly done. You've seen much better, but it still gives you that impression of like just an idea of where everything's at and who controls what. There is a very strong indicator of a segmented line down the whole thing, and what you think is like control on one side versus the other.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Is there anything on his person or on his desk that indicates any sort of like religious iconography other than, I don't know if he has like something that signifies that he's like an NB, but anything else that might like signify any type of loyalty, or maybe he's secretly religious and doesn't know it type person?
You don't see any religious apparel for anything you don't see anything that jumps out at you.
Okay.
As
Not
for
Bahamut
whether or
or
not
otherwise.
he's an NB, his get up looks very similar to the way most of them that you've met have dressed, especially when you were at Captain Balvin's place and all those that were set up. It's not exactly the same, but the outfit looks very similar. And it has kind of a black and red theme going on to it that also looks to what the people on the ship have.
Okay. And the secretary as well?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, the secretary's wearing a very revealing, not dress, but kind of an outfit that allows her to move around but still show off her figures. She doesn't seem to have anything that highlights her in that fashion.
Okay. Sorry, I'm taking notes. I'm sure there are a million questions that I'm not thinking about asking. But that's all that happens over those 10 minutes. He's not Oh yeah, does he talk to her at all?
Yes, he will, because she comes in seeing if he needs any drink or anything else, or if he needs. There's times when she comes in with like paperwork or somebody wants to talk to him, and he's like, "Send him off. I'm busy. I don't care. Talk to him afterwards. I'm eating." You're not eating. I'm eating. Fuck off.
So
They have a very casual type of what's the word I'm looking for? Not demeanor, but like the relationship is very casual. Certainly, it does not feel like a boss secretary. It feels like two kind of friends.
Okay.
But you have 10 minutes that you're watching it, so it's not a lot of time.
Does he ever refer to her by name?
We'll say yes. And her name is Hal. He refers to her by Hal.
Hal. Hal?
Yep.
And does it seem like the way she's dressed is part of her job?
That is really hard to determine.
Okay.
Based on her being a secretary, or at least what you think is a secretary, that seems overdressed for that. Especially for what they're doing. Especially with what you've seen with Captain Balvin. You're like, I think if Captain Balvin saw this, it'd be fucking dumb.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sure there's very smart questions I could ask you, but that's all I've got, so.
Sure. Playing your kid.
Okay, because Corey isn't smart.
Yeah.
Hey.
There it is.
Fuck you.
You made her that way. It's a compliment.
Yeah, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. When I am done scrying, I will convey to my party every single detail that I can remember.
Okay.
So, like, one sentence.
Oof.
All of that. Excuse you.
I'm sorry.
Does anybody else do anything?
Iska's learning science.
Science. Yay, dinner. Perfect timing. Thank you, honey.
Then we will move to the next day. And you all, except for Shin and Matthias, have you changed your sleep schedule back?
You know, to be honest, it wouldn't always hurt to have a rotating watch like that, but I guess not while we're on the ship or whatnot. Or not while we're not on the ship.
Probably at least mostly gotten it back to normal, I would think.
Okay. So, come morning, you all will wake up and notice that the ship has not docked yet. The discussion was that it was going to dock during the night and that you would be ready to go during the morning. And is kind of, the sails are trimmed, they're still moving a little bit, but the captain and the first mate are on deck discussing something.
Guess we need to find out what's going on.
Yep.
Thais would get up and walk up to captain and first mate and something going on?
Yeah, there are 2 ports.
That's
Last time we were here, there was only one.
So, we don't know what side to pick. Is that the problem?
Yep, you got it in a nutshell.
Any telling signs of which one is which?
Well, we think the original is probably owned by the church based on the ships that are there, and he points to them.
Okay.
Corey, you would have known as your lookout the different colors of the flags, and you can see one of the ships at port right now has a blue flag, meaning it's military. So he can easily call that that's going to be the church port. He has no idea about the other port.
Corey, you just scried a lot of information. One of those things you brought up was a map. Did you catch the split?
Yes, I did.
Roll me an int check.
Well, I rolled a 2, and I think I have a -1, so.
Oof. Corey remembers there being a map and some of the very key features on it, but was not paying attention to the ports.
Well,
there's your answer.
Ports aside, do you remember on that map was a very clear indicator line that basically drew as it were, a line in the sand just across the entire city. So,
yes.
Do you recall which side was what?
That port looks like military to me, so probably the one that doesn't have a military ship at it.
Okay, yeah, the military has definitely been working with the church, so there's your answer, First Mate and Captain. The alternative is that you pull into port, and we have already had one circumstance where Matthias was noticed nearly immediately after getting out into the public. So soldiers are very aware of our presence.
Well, with all the things that I've told you yesterday,
yes,
and the fact that technically speaking, I am still running a merchant ship, even though we've kind of changed a few things.
So it would be like you taking a side in this.
It's not necessarily that. It's the fact that how familiar are you with shipping lanes and ship paperwork and merchant trade on the seas?
I would have to say that you are not sure because you're still holding goods, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So you are more confused on where to actually deliver these goods now as well, right?
I know where to deliver the goods because I know which port I'm used to.
Correct. So you know
This
you need to go there, but you're not sure what port you need to go to drop us off.
Yes. We are here for you, and if I need be, I will take the other port, but I don't know what I'm going to get into.
All right. How far out, DM? How far out are we from? Actually, to the captain. All right. Give me a moment. Let me look this over. DM, how far out are we from
Hey,
the
God!
port? And can I see any details of the port or docks and like basically where we could potentially get to land from somewhere as well? That would not be within the city, or maybe just like from the city.
By your naked eye, no, but using a spyglass that both of them have, and yes, you could easily scope out the lay of the land.
Captain,
The
could I
problem
borrow a
is you're
spyglass,
in
please?
plain view of the city, and it's almost guaranteed that somebody's doing the same thing to you. Like having a ship just chilling outside the harbor is a little strange, but okay for a little while. But if they see a ship that's like pulling away, a small rowboat that then pulls away from it, that's a little strange.
Captain, can I see your spyglass, please?
Sure. And he holds it for you to look at.
Could I borrow it, please?
Ah,
Or first mate?
that is the better answer. Yes, you may borrow it.
Neglecting entirely the smartass replies and whatnot, I borrow the spyglass and look at the dock and the shoreline.
Okay.
The docks and the shoreline, I should say.
While Shin's looking at the docks, the rest of you notice that the captain and first mate are smiling at each other. But while you're looking at the docks, what were you looking for specifically?
Basically, we don't need a robot ourselves specifically, so Shin knows this. He is looking for a place where it is not as watched as the rest of the docks might be, where Shin and company could potentially just walk onto land from a water breathing, since I still have that prepared and forgot to change that one out.
Oh, there's plenty of places for that.
So would there be potential that Shin could see to go unnoticed doing this?
Yes, because you could jump off the back of the boat. Easy.
Okay.
People are going to be watching you, but they're not like, you don't think people are going to be hawk-eyed watching you.
Well, Captain, I feel as if I have solved your conundrum.
Thank you.
You can still go to your main port. The rest of us will, under cover of sail and whatnot, or any means we can, basically cast our water breathing, jump off the back of the ship, and go into town unnoticed. Your job complete.
All right. If that's what you want to do.
It will help you out, make sure you do not get into trouble, and make sure that we still enter where we need to enter.
Okay. Do you hand the spyglass back to him?
I do.
Okay.
That was actually like
That's
in
like
transition
handing
of
him.
talking would have been like
Yep.
in the whole. Well, I feel I solved your problem. Also handing the spyglass back.
Do you address the rest of the group with that?
Who's forgetting wet today? MPT, I know you are.
As Shin turns to talk to the rest of you, you see a black ring around his eye that he used for the spyglass.
Corey tries to keep it cool.
Just gonna insight check Corey. Because she gave me enough to go on.
Oh.
I'm away from my computer. What did you roll?
A 17. Give me your deception check.
Oh, there's no way, dude.
There's always a way.
There's a 15% chance that I don't get fucked. Hold on.
But there is a
Oh,
chance.
check it out. A nat 20. I rolled a nat
no.
20. Playing it cool.
Anyways, are you guys ready to dive in? We got a busy day ahead of us. We need to head towards this he's got a weird name.
Torvin?
Torvis. Vladimir.
Torvis.
Yeah, do we call him Torvis or do we call him Mr. Vladimir?
Vladimir.
Mr. Vladimir. Everyone in their proper disguises and attire?
Should we put our disguises in the bag of holding so they don't get wet?
Are you wanting to walk into the city in your fucking armor?
Oh, I was thinking like in my skivvies, actually.
I'm not sure which is worse.
Okay.
I think that would.
You wanna walk around
more
with
Mr. DM
what?
God, how hot is it outside today?
It's definitely hotter in the southern region. So we'll say it's about 85.
Corey is uncomfortable.
Back to Corey. Corey, your clothes will dry off very quickly in this weather. About the worst that would happen to them is you might get some salt damage to your clothing, and that is always a potential of being at sea as it is.
I mean, your clothes will dry quickly. Have you ever touched my skin? I'm cold all the time.
It's not a question of the blood in your veins is not what quantifies drying your clothes out, woman.
No, I mean, I'm literally radiating coldness.
So your clothes freeze and they're just as good. Does it matter? We just need to get into the city.
All right.
Hopefully
I
with you
trust
not
your
in your
judgment.
skivvies.
Okay,
If it is you
fine.
in your
I will
skivvies,
I will fucking wear a sundress while I swim through the ocean. Whatever. Let's go.
Oh no, we're not swimming through the ocean. We're just gonna walk along the bottom.
What?
It's
Same
okay.
thing. Whatever.
I'm gonna be in a sundress too. We're gonna be fancy.
I hate it, Nala. I hate this stupid dress.
You know, what I wouldn't give for someone of our personage with as much magic as we have to actually know like prestidigitation or something.
Yep. Nope. I got thaumaturgy. Nope. I don't even have thaumaturgy.
This is a no wizard party.
Yep.
Yeah, Haitian.
Uh-huh.
You seem to have a little something on your eye.
I have been lacking sleep, I know.
That, I don't think that's what she's mentioning.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
What do you mean?
Come here.
Okay. I cautiously move towards Nala.
Nala tries to like smudge off the stuff on his not
It
eye
doesn't-
eye.
It doesn't really clean off very well. You have to kind of get it wet.
I think you're gonna need like soap, water. Hey, turns out we're going into the ocean. Just rub your face real good.
Alright, so my face is dirty. Got it. We can fix that in the ocean. This is just fine.
Nala giggles a little.
Man, first you guys point out my tiredness, now you're saying my face is dirty? What is wrong with today? Am I just not supposed to be awake right now?
I think the captain might have played a joke on you.
Nala pulls out her sword and lets Shin look at himself in the reflection.
Huh. So that's what you guys were talking about then. Alright. I think they just want to have the last laugh before they let us off. Anyways, I don't feel like we need to repay that favor in kind. I would rather not waste any of my spells getting back at them, so we can just move on about our day. It'll come off in the ocean anyways, most likely.
Well, let's get moving.
before we leave, I want to pass by the first mate.
He's already
Preferably somewhere
gone.
where there's not a million people. Really? He's just gone?
When
Can't
because
say goodbye to him?
when you guys were talking about what was going on, they kind of slipped it. They slipped by, and you think they probably left because of the fact that they just pranked Shin.
And I don't see him anywhere.
You know he's probably in his quarters.
Yeah. All right, well, fuck it. It ain't worth it. I missed my chance. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. So here's the plan. I will cast water breathing on us. Isk, I need you ready with Pass Without Trace.
Yes.
I need all of us in our costumes. We can get into the city a little ways, and without any of us wearing armor, we should be able to sneak relatively fine. Or those of us that do wear armor don't actually get any sort of
Excuse me. I want more.
any sort of loud noises trying to move with it. Also, hi Brett.
Oh my god. I'm
I'm not sure
sorry.
if that was his butt or his mouth, but it
I
was.
think
It
that
was
was
his mouth.
Maybe it was.
Yeah,
both.
that sounded like a burp.
Oh my god.
Such a manly man.
Please let us move on.
And to the both of you that are wearing sundresses, since you do not want to just be in your skivvies, I recommend not just, diving in feet first. Have you either of you ever dove into water before?
I
Of
would
course.
say Nala probably has.
Yes.
Let's just say don't go on feet first. That's for any of you in
Yeah.
a dress. Matthias, I'm glad you
Well-
don't have a dress on.
That would
Going
be pretty
in
awkward
head
if
first
I-
isn't going to be great either, to be honest, but it's fine. His dress
I'm
either goes up when you hit the water or it goes over your head when you dive head first. You're fucked either way.
You guys have so many issues with clothes. You know what? Fine, go in your skivvies. We'll figure it out in the city.
No, it's
Could just do a
fine.
cannonball.
I don't care if you guys see me in my skivvies. Whatever, let's go.
It's not us seeing you in your skivvies. It's the point of if we get caught somewhere in the city with you in your skivvies and you weren't able to get a chance to put your actual dress on yet.
Yeah, that's gonna look super awkward. Just saying.
Yes.
No,
Come
you're
come
right.
up on the
I've already
beach
agreed with
and
you.
there's some kid there and two of you come up.
I've
on
never
in your
seen
skivvies.
anyone in underwear. I get it. Let's go.
I just don't want to call as much attention as I think we might with this, but whatever. We're thinking about it too much, and I'm the one that overthinks everything. So let's dive in. I cast water breathing as a ritual.
Okay. 10 minutes.
Just dive in. Then we wait
10
10
minutes.
Yep. 10 minutes
Geronimo!
later.
Nala jumps in.
Oh no.
Yep.
Well,
As long as
We
she
were
stays in
supposed to
range.
wait.
I don't know. Does she
She
stay in
knows she
range?
doesn't have the spell on her yet, so she'll figure it out eventually.
Didn't say I'd go underwater. I just said I jumped in.
Okay. 10 minutes goes by. You all get water breathing.
All right, head first it is.
All right.
Jump in.
Isk, basically, as soon as we get onto land, I don't know if you can cast your Pass Without Trace as a ritual or not, but we will probably just need you to actually use that spell hastily so that we can actually get moving faster.
Very well.
All right. Well, I would say let's go dive in through the back of the ship. That way we're drawing less attention to ourselves.
All right.
MPT,
Diving is
overboard.
relatively quiet, but throwing a giant metal panther into the ocean is probably not that quiet.
I think we're far enough away to where they would have to be listening pretty close to be able to hear us.
Hold on.
Let's hope.
MPT is not one for acrobatics. It is athletics. But just how big of a splash does MPT make or not? A big splash.
A big sploosh.
You all jump in,
Yep.
and none of you have armor on, right?
Correct.
Nope.
Shin
Okay.
does because it doesn't affect him.
Okay. Then it's going to take you. Let's say they were probably a couple miles off of shore, so it's going to take you a couple miles of swimming, however the fuck long that is, to get to shore. But yeah, water breathing, so it doesn't matter. Shin, you're the one who cast it. Roll me fate.
Okay.
Damn,
Middle
there
of
ain't
the
nobody there. Nobody.
All right. So we made it to land like that, and nobody's there.
You made it to land. Nobody's there. You still see the city. There's some tree lines in the way, so you think you can duck in there pretty easy.
Okay.
Very, very small amount of tree lines.
Just gonna duck in there, wait for us to dry off a ways then, before we have. And we are in the city now, or we're on the shoreline before the city?
Where did you want to go? Did you want to go in the city or not?
So my idea was that if there was no walls anywhere guarding anywhere further out from the ports themselves, that we would just go to like a more secluded portion of that shoreline that is still within the city.
We'll say based on that fate roll, yeah, you made it in the city.
Okay. Then yes, I wait for us to dry off a bit, look over Corey's condition of armor or of clothing drying off or not. Which I guess is a DM god, is it drying off moment?
I don't see why it wouldn't. You also get to notice how good Nala looks right now with all of her clothing clinging to her.
Shin doesn't have time for this right now.
Corey flicks ice crystals off of her tendrils at Shin to cool him down.
Shin tries to maintain focus on the objective at hand, and goes to Corey. So we know where this person is, so we need to get to him now. I don't know if we need to do this stealthily since we're drying off well enough. We might be able to. I would say that we shouldn't draw attention to ourselves through hiding in plain sight, as it were, but I don't know if anyone besides perhaps Mathias knows the city well enough to get to this Mr. Vladimir undercover through the alleys.
Can we do like a? Can we say that when we say we're stealthing, we're doing like a I want to blend in with the crowd type stealthing, as opposed to a hugging the walls, staying in the shadows type stealthing?
That is.
I mean,
why
if you hug the walls, I'll
asked.
definitely be playing the Pink Panther, especially when you're doing during the day.
Right?
Alleyways only give so much darkness.
Yeah.
This can cast Pass Without Trace, but should they also take an animal form instead of going in their disguise?
Yes, take that animal form.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong.
Nothing
Well,
nothing
last
bad will
time.
happen. You can ride on my shoulder, be like a parrot or something.
Yeah,
You
they
can
be
do
a
that,
bird.
but at the same time, you are enough in form to a dragonkin that you have been mistaken as them as many times as you have been mistaken for something else as an animal. So
Well, that's true.
And
I feel we would be fine if you remained as just a dragonkin as well.
Very well.
If we are hiding in plain sight, as in we are walking with crowds of people, then we should be okay as well. We won't need Pass Without a Trace. If we stick to the alleys is when we need your Pass Without a Trace.
Well,
It's a decision I am posing to all of you.
Let me see.
Hell yeah, Crunk.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea based on what the spell says.
Yeah, I mean, Corey's a little worried about it because guards have come up to her just because she's Dragonborn, not because they know who she was specifically, but I think it makes more sense to try and blend in with a crowd than to, like, literally not be seen by anybody. So
So that's 1 for blending with the crowd. Matthias, how well do you know the city to go through the alleyways to get to the place we need to get?
As long as they haven't changed much, I should know it pretty well.
All right, you were sure to ask the captain about that, right?
I did not think about that.
We're so good at D&D, guys.
I love that every time Shin walked away, he can always come back with that. He should learn not to walk away.
Yeah, he really should for how smart he is.
He wanted to teach Iska science.
+1 science.
Guess we'll find out once we get there.
Hey, last time we were out and about with soldiers, I held Corey's hand. I can hold somebody's hand. Apparently, it helps you to look less suspicious.
But we all cannot be holding each other's hands, or else that will just look awkward.
We could pair
Mhm.
up and be like couples. Just a bunch of friends, walking around, sightseeing.
If this is just a thing to hold hands right now, that's fine. But at the same time, if we're holding hands just walking in a line, that leaves one of us out. I already have a metal panther, which is going to draw enough attention. I'm not sure if you guys remember this.
Okay, it was just a suggestion. We were throwing stuff out there. So I tried.
Nella is absolutely getting Shin's scientific mind right now. So my vote is actually sticking to the alleyways for the moment because we do have MPT with us. Now, there
He
is
would
a
stick out in a crowd.
where I already know of one artificer that is making his way in this city. He probably doesn't have a creature exactly like MPT, but he might have one of his own design. So if he is known in the city already, he might be known for his own creature as well. But a new one just popping up out of nowhere could still cause a stir.
Yeah, or a new one where you didn't look like him.
And even if I was able to make MPT look like an actual panther, that also would not do very well.
True.
So my vote is for the alleys.
Probably would be safer.
2 votes for the alleys. 1 vote for the streets.
You kind of convinced me.
Majority vote says the alleys. Isk, we need pass without trace, please. And
Alright.
after that, we start our trek, hopefully towards Vladimir's.
Oh, just in case you forgot, Matthias, don't cast sleep.
Oh, wasn't planning on it.
Okay, good.
And
Unless
as
we
long-
need to. That's like dire situation.
I'll try to avoid it.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh.
See, I helped.
You did. You guys are super letting Shin's Flaw just get the best of all of our planning.
I don't know what to tell you. My character's dumb.
It's great.
I got shot down when no one came to my rescue, and Nala feels you're smarter than she is, so
Oof. And we're sort of fine with that. All right.
Yeah.
After all that happens, then, Mr. DM, we are hopefully heading towards Vladimir's. I would hope that Matthias or potentially Corey or someone with more directional know-how than others are trying to lead the way to Vladimir's.
I'm muted and I'm sitting here talking about blah, 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 blah. That's
Yeah,
not
you
working.
gotta notice when you mute yourself.
Matthias, make me a survival roll first.
Okay.
Nice. Now make me a fate roll. Nice.
Uh-oh.
Not nice.
Oh God!
Oh, good.
Every
Hopefully
time we
pass
go through the
without
streets
trace.
of the city,
Hopefully
that's
pass
the
without
fate
trace.
rolls.
So you're leading people through. It takes you a bit to figure out to get your bearings. It's been a while since you've been to the city. It hasn't changed too much, but don't really walk in the city from the direction of the port, especially on the beach of the port that you came from the water. Like that's a situation you never really expected yourself to be in, but you manage pretty well actually. Um, Unfortunately, it's kind of crowded today, and that's really strange. Even though you keep to the alleyways for the most part, every now and then when because you can't always stay to the alleys, you have to duck across the streets every now and then, and you do. But you'll all notice that some people notice, not very long, but they notice, and they don't say anything. Nobody talks about it. Nothing. But a bunch of people moving through the alleyways seems a little odd. But then they kind of seem to ignore it. Unfortunately, you get to a point after a couple hours. I wouldn't say a couple hours. Let's say about an hour of this is as you're moving through the city. You get to a point where it looks like it's a no man's land. Like there is no good crossing, and there are guard stations set up.
We
And
never reached the
it's
border.
basically like the West Berlin, East Berlin thing, except there's no wall.
Is this the direction of Vladimir's Matthias?
I believe so. But
No way he lives on
Roads?
the other side of town.
I was hoping that
Vladimir is he's a shopkeep person.
I mean, in
We
my
don't
own notes,
know shit.
I only wrote him down as an ally. I didn't write any other details since I walked out.
We didn't ask shit.
So Shin is not going to be a smartass and ask if you guys asked what Vladimir actually is and what side of the city he might be on. But you guys wouldn't have known the sides because Shin wouldn't have known the sides either at that point. That is a new detail.
Well, kind of.
It's a new enough detail that we didn't know about it, like when the captain was asking us what we wanted to know beforehand.
Oh, that's true.
and Shin did say that tell Matthias to ask about the church, and he asked about the church.
You know, other things he would think that it might be obvious, but hey, even Shin didn't think of the split up city thing.
Hey, Matthias,
Yeah.
you're sort of the most normal looking out of all of us. Maybe you can go ask someone without getting us all killed.
I don't trust that. Don't do that. Let's not split us up right now.
The last
I
time
didn't mean like far away. I meant like right around the corner, like in the next road. But sure, you're right.
Yeah.
last
Just
time I
throwing
was-
it out there. If we did do that, we should probably be like on the street and not, creepily come out of the alley and be like, "Hey, can you tell me where to go?"
True.
Just my thought.
Matthias, how are you at acting lost? Well, I guess you don't have to act because we're kind of lost at the moment, right?
kind of lost since don't know where we can go from here to get across.
Okay, but we do need to get across for sure.
From
Have we
what I
seen
can remember.
anything to indicate that we're on the NB side of the city?
With all of your passive perceptions, you would have noticed there is some military movement on this side, which would
So-
lead you to believe that this is the church side.
Ah. So we need to cross basically. So Matthias, we're not lost. Matthias knows where we're going. We just need to cross this.
Okay.
Wait.
Well, is there any place where it looks like there's less guards, or do the guards themselves look like they're from different factions?
The guards themselves look like they're from different factions.
Okay. That's good to know. I feel as if we should head to a. Or is there anyone crossing between the two sides?
No, you do not see anybody crossing.
But it's guarded basically everywhere.
Yes.
Why did we enter on this side of the city? I swear we were entering on the other side of the city.
We believed that since a military ship was in the port on the other side, that we needed to come to this side because it seemed like the obvious choice.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you're
went
right.
to the other side of the other port?
Of course we did. Why would
Oh,
we go towards the military ship? Silent.
Do you need to retcon a lot of things, Sai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like all of us players were just like assuming we were on the NB side of the city because why would we have not avoided
I totally
the
forgot
military
about
ship?
that. I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
I mean, for funny shenanigans, sure, it's pulling off to be quite well, but it could also fuck us over, and I'm not sure if I
No.
want to continue down this line.
No, I'm not going to do that to you. Okay, so back up. The other port was on the other side of the river. That was the other key detail I didn't really highlight. So
We were not aware of that either.
if you were going to go to there, you were going to have to be on a section of the city that is cut off from the rest of it. Or at least it seems that way.
So if we can make a safe assumption that the NB is on the other side, which means that we could probably just enter the city flat out through whatever gates are actually on dry land on the other side, we would just water walk far enough out to hit land and then walk around the city to the NB side and walk into the city through there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Is that doable?
So the assumption is that the NB side is on the side opposite to where the port. So there's two ports, right? There's port next to Donna.
Yeah.
And then there's a port on the other side of that river delta. And then there's some buildings on that side, but not a lot.
So basically, are you on the map with Donna?
Yeah.
So there's like a port right here is the military port, and then you're saying there's like a port right over here, which is the
No,
NB
no, it's
port?
over here.
Over here.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then we could just go do the same thing we were just doing, just onto the NB side of things.
Okay.
Right.
So is the river like the split in the city of a sort, or is that just the
No.
NB port?
That's just the NB port.
Okay.
You can tell because you're an artificer and you've crafted things, and although you're not really a carpenter, you can kind of understand when you get close enough to the port, it's a very hastily created port. Like
Okay.
it was made within a couple months.
Okay.
So this side of the river and the city buildings that are in it is very small.
You went and said I wasn't a carpenter, and I went to check my tools just to make sure.
So when you were on the boat looking, we'll say that you caught the fact that that side of the river has a small amount of buildings.
Mhm.
And if you explained it to the captain about how that process was going to go, that I completely skimmed over, he doesn't think that Torvis would be in those buildings. He would be in the city proper. And most likely that port is for any NB business. And so they don't have to deal with the military port. They don't have to deal with trying to smuggle things in. They don't care.
I guess my next question to Torvis from that would, or not, to the captain from that would be, can the NB side port get us into the city without being noticed as much?
Yes, but I don't know if they're going to require anything.
With it looking like the city has been split right now, can you potentially tell us what side Mr. Vladimir would be on?
He's probably on the southern side. No,
So-
I know he's on the southern side actually. Because he would engage with him a few times. He's on the southern
So-
side. The church is on the northern side.
So he is more closer. It would be safer to go through the NB side for us to get to Vladimir, even if we had to walk a ways for it.
Yes.
Okay. Same plan. Other side. Do all that stuff again.
Okay.
Only maybe we go talk to some NBs instead of just trying to sneak in, maybe? Or do we just want to try and sneak in?
From there, Vladimir, or not Vladimir? Wow, why do I keep calling him the freaking dude we need to meet? Captain, do you know of any MBs, any obvious MBs that we can talk to as we enter the city, or is
I
it really
don't.
just our point of contact is Vladimir?
Vladimir, I know Vladimir a little bit, and I know some of his companions, but that port is new. I don't know who would run that at all.
Okay.
Do you think that it would be safe to talk to anyone on that side?
Well, harken back to my previous statements of they're going to try and use you.
Mm-hmm.
We are a bit used to that. I mean, not that it has happened on purpose. We have
But I will say
freely
this:
given our stuff.
it is a truth, and basically anywhere you go, money talks.
Yep.
You flash them enough coin, they'll do whatever.
Figuratively speaking, we know where our dragon hoard is. Ah, no, we can't do that to people.
Figuratively speaking,
We have money. Money is not really a big problem.
it's really only a problem if they go to take it. Then that's their problem.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, Corey, yes, we can attempt to talk to people, but I would still presume that potentially stealth is our best. Well, no, if there's no soldiers on. With the split in the city, do you think there's any soldiers from the military on the NB side of things, Captain?
Doubt it.
So we probably don't have to sneak around as much.
I still
Well,
think just, walking like normal people walk would be less suspicious than sneaking.
Yeah, well, especially if we know we're going to be on the NB side and we have these handy dandy coins.
Yeah, that's fine.
True, but even if let's say we got caught unawares, ran into some soldiers or whatnot, they're going to be less likely to take us in, I would imagine, if we're just, sightseers or visitors to the town than if we're legitimately sneaking around the town. That's going to look so much more suspicious.
Well, with all
I
the military
agree
personnel
with
on one
Nala.
side that we didn't go through, then yes.
We do Nala's plan,
Sure.
says
Yeah,
Corey
very
in
simple.
character.
It is a very simple plan, and it seems like it would work.
Okay, so do you go into the port in the city again, or do you go outside of it, or do you go try to skirt around to go to then? How do you do it? How about that?
We do
I'm
the
not going to
same
lead
thing
any
we did on
questions
the
here.
wrong side with the new
Got it.
side, except for the pass without trace. We dry off. We start walking into the city from the NB side of things, and we let our NB coins do the talking where they can to the proper people if we get stopped.
Which
Okay.
hopefully we don't.
So, unfortunately, Matthias, your survival role has no power here. You have no idea where you are.
But
This is
fate roll
a
still
part of the
counts?
city that has never existed when you were here. So you can get into it. It's not really a city. It's just a port and like some extra buildings. But it kind of lines along the city, and there is another dock, another about a mile down the river. Smaller, much smaller dock. As you enter these collection of buildings, people will absolutely notice you, and a couple what look to be guard-esque, like they have weapons on them and a demeanor of like, we're about to come talk to you, you better have an answer, will approach you. What are y'all doing here?
Oh, we came from a faraway place. Not very far away. But,
Yeah.
you know, it was quite a few weeks' travel. Then we got sidetracked. It was pretty great. Ugh, sea travel, man. Sea travel.
So you came in on a boat. Where's your boat?
We came in through the water, but not on a boat.
What?
Well, currently I can breathe water right now.
Yeah, we walked.
Get a load of this guy. He can breathe water. Oh my god. The other one starts laughing as well. Oh man, that's too rich. No, seriously, what are you doing here?
We are here to see I don't know if he's a shopkeeper or not. We still kind of forgot to ask that part, but we're looking for a Mr. Vladimir.
Okay. And what business you got with him?
We're comedians.
I like this one. She's a funny gal.
That's true.
That's why we are comedians.
I curtsy.
But Mr. Vladimir doesn't really do
So you do
comedian.
know of him. Cool. We're on the right track.
The other one like punches the guy in the shoulder. He's like, ah, fuck.
So he doesn't
Well,
do visitors, huh?
The second one speaks up. If you truly knew him, you would understand how to call him, and that's not what he takes.
Well, we don't truly know him, but we do truly have connections with him.
And how would that be?
Well, we have these things. They tend to get us into places that have connections with other people, and I pull out the coin and show him the NB coin.
Ah. Could be fake.
Could be, but I also just said I can
Does
breathe
it
water and can prove it. So,
does it help if we tell you that Captain Balvin sent us to see him?
Oh, people know about her. She's not exactly a mystery.
all right.
I disagree, but that's not the point.
Hold on. I feel as if I pulled out the wrong coin. Hold on, give me a second. I go to put the coin away, but I pull out the same NB coin with also a gold piece. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I need to make that. I pull out another gold piece, one for each of them.
Now you're talking. I like it. It needs to be a little higher though. Generally, the entry fee is
little
1 gold piece
higher?
per person.
For information, the entry fee is 1 gold per person.
I count
Yes.
5 people.
I count 2.
6
1
if you
gold
want
for
me
each
to
of
count
you.
the FPT.
How would you split 5 gold among the 2 of you?
You leave that up to us. We'll figure that out.
Uh-huh.
And Mathias will hand over the other 3 gold.
See?
Yeah.
This man's smart. Yeah, he's in the city. You have to take the dock over there. They send a ferry back and forth.
All right. Any other information we should know before going to that dock?
Don't be caught a sucker.
As in, what would their fees be as well, if any?
Ah, you're learning. Nice. Usually their fee is 5 gold per person.
Uh-huh. And because
Insight
we so
check.
easily paid you...
Okay, go for it.
Not very good. 16?
You think he's telling the truth?
Okay.
And because we so easily paid you, are there other things besides those fees that they accept?
He looks at Nala. Kind of?
Not that kind of fee.
Oh.
That's a
well.
quick way to die. I would not test that one.
I mean, you asked. I'm answering.
You're lucky to be standing right now with how you looked at Nala.
You
I'm sorry.
asked, and I'm answering. What do you want from me? All right, you know what? Never mind. Hey, you figure it out, buddy.
No. Please keep talking.
It's all right. We have the information we need. We can go to the ferry from now.
All right.
You kind sirs, find a way to split that gold. Don't drink it all away in one night, guys.
Oh, we won't.
So is there a decent walk between where we are and where we need to go?
The distance between the dock and the port was a mile. So yes.
On the way there, Corey is going to suggest to Shin that maybe if you mention Hal and that Hal wants us to see what Vladimir, that it will be faster or better. Hold on, I have to go to my bedroom because my husband's being loud.
Shin actually looks over at Matthias at that and says to Matthias, "Well, I'm not exactly a people person. I can talk smart, but I don't do people. So I will get us into trouble if I continue talking. Would you like to take that over?"
I can try.
I need to like make that bigger because I can't read that. Shin was super gonna drive us into a little fisticuffs with those guards.
Yeah. Corey was thinking about starting some shit too. Yeah, she's gonna suggest that maybe whoever's gonna do this is like, oh, Hal would be upset if we kept Vladimir waiting, sort of situation, and see if that helps.
How was the secretary again? Right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that is information that Matthias can use. If Shin is forced to use that information and needs to actually make a check with it, you are not going to like the results.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Because that's a -1 on all of those. There's a reason why Shin likes to avoid the people and let others do the talking.
It's okay. If you need somebody to get scared, I can do that.
So
Even in my dress. Might be worse.
based on the Mathias fate roll,
Oh, we are using that roll. Got it.
Yep.
So the survival doesn't have any power, but the other one does. I see how it is.
Matthias, don't test your luck. It could be worse.
When you walk through, because it's just buildings, and you think it's buildings probably housing things that come into port and what have you, people are definitely giving you looks, and it's a wide assortment of looks, because most of the people that are over here don't really look like they're here for up and up business. They're definitely here for shady stuff, so they're giving you shady looks, but nobody really bothers you up until about you get close to the dock. But two more individuals bother you. They're like, "What are y'all doing here?"
Just passing through.
Oh yeah, where are you going?
What business of it is your bed? I can talk.
I got stage fright. You broke Miser.
Because I just
Please note that was fucking adorable.
I tongue-tied myself on something that's not really a tongue tie.
So quickly too.
What business of it is yours?
Oh, we make it our business. We make sure people over on this side need to be over on this side. And right now, you all don't need to be on this side. I mean, none of you look like us. And he points around, and a lot of the people, actually, pretty much everybody you run into has like a black and red type of coloring, and none of you do. So, ask again. What are y'all doing here?
Got an appointment with Vladimir.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of appointment?
Don't think that's really any of your business.
Well, I don't think you really have an appointment with him, considering you call him Vladimir.
What's it to you what we call him?
Oh, wise guy, huh? I see how it is. One of the other guys starts reaching for his sword.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah?
Can I give him like a mean look?
Roll
Like
intimidation.
me trying to be fierce.
Yeah,
It's
roll intimidation.
comical.
Nice.
You kind of stare him down, and he stops looking at you and looks back at Matthias and's like, all right, I'm not gonna look at her anymore. Yeah, so what are you doing here? And he's like pointedly looking at you, Matthias, trying not to look at her.
He's with me.
I'm not talking to you, Missy.
We have business with Tortoise Vladimir. We need to get to him. If you have anything that you can add to that, then do so. If not, shoo shoo.
You wouldn't want Hal to hear that you kept us waiting, would you?
The guy that's with him puts a hand on his shoulder and he's like, kind of nods his head a little bit. And the first guy's like, all right. You got my eye on you, though. I'll be watching. Still pointedly not looking at Nala.
Flips hair as walks away.
Okay. You all continue walking and you make it to the dock. There's a older gentleman and a decently sized ferry boat. Thinking can fit all of you. Probably not MPT.
It's alright, MPT can walk on the water.
He is currently fishing and grunts as you all approach. 5 gold a person.
Alright.
What?
Yeah, but I think we should just pay it.
Is it for the ferry?
Yep.
Huh.
Seems expensive.
Yep.
Why so expensive?
5 gold a person.
But why?
He doesn't respond to that.
This contemplates wild
But-
shaping.
But why?
Still doesn't
Continue
respond
to
to it.
say.
He keeps fishing.
I start to poke his shoulder.
Can you
But
point out
why?
where the ferry actually takes us?
What's that, Miser?
Can you point out where the ferry actually takes us?
To the other side.
Like where at? Can you just like point? Is it just like down the river or something?
It's to the other side. 5 gold person.
To the other side.
Should we just
So
walk?
it's down the river.
Yep.
Okay. That works for me.
Are we walking?
5 gold a person or jump in the water? Which do you guys want to do? And I say this out loud.
Jump in the water.
Jump in the
Yeah,
water.
let's just
getting
walk.
wet.
Alright, I don't think MPT could actually handle being on that ferry anyways.
Okay, thanks, guy.
Yep.
See you later.
Yep.
I
We
pat
walk.
his head as I walk away.
No. Nala. We're
What?
not walking away that way.
No, we're going in the water.
Okay. But don't forget to dive.
Fine. Nala dives into the water.
Okay.
You too, Corey.
Is it
Yeah,
the same
I'm
water
going.
breathing?
Yeah.
It's 24
Water breathing
hours.
is 24 hours.
Nice. All right. Yeah. You're in the water.
Come on, the water's nice.
Walk down the river.
All right.
Southern side.
It's about we'll say it's about a mile across. So you're walking for a bit.
Cool.
That's fine. Do we see a ferry go above us?
Yes, you will eventually see a ferry go above you.
A wave from underwater.
It's pretty deep though, so
Oh no, just for my own amusement. I don't expect them
Okay.
to see me.
like nobody's seeing you.
My party's seeing me.
I would have liked to mess with the ferry a little bit to either like grab onto it or to from underneath, but I don't think it has any handholds or
Let's-
anything.
Barnacle onto the bottom. Just stick a sword through and just hold on.
Oh my
It's
god.
like
it's
a
gonna
sword
capsize
appears.
the boat.
Let's not
That's
torture the
funny.
people in the boat.
This can turn into an octopus and stick to the boat.
It can hold the boat with 3 arms or 4 arms, and then wrap us up with her other 4 arms, and then we'll just ride the ferry.
How big is the giant octopus? Because I can make that happen.
This is silly. I
Oh,
like
bad.
it.
Bad day for that boat.
Probably.
Interesting.
Well, just let it go off. But try to at least follow it for a ways to see where it stops at.
Make me
Yeah,
a
true.
perception check. At disadvantage.
point.
Because water sucks.
It really, really sucks.
It do. Well, I've been rolling like shit all night, so let's do more shit. That's good.
Nice.
You get a general idea of where it's going.
Okay. Then I will trail after it until I see another, what I expect to be a probably makeshift dock that's set up for the ferries as well.
Yep. Yep. So you'll find it. So we'll say you're moving at half speed, but you can. Are you double timing it or are you regular walking?
I don't see any reason why we need to double time it at the moment.
I go for a regular walking.
So divided by 30. Yeah. 130 per 6 seconds. It's 5. Divided by 5.
Doing all these time calculations here.
I freaking hate it. So it's seconds.
Hey, that guy shouldn't have charged us so much then.
So 17.3 minutes takes you to get over there, which is not bad. Okay. Who do I want to have roll? Has Shin done one yet?
I recall rolling a fate. Yes, I rolled a fate.
Has Nala done one yet?
Yes,
Actually,
she rolled the first fate.
Corey. No, Corey.
I've done one, but
Has
Tig
everybody
hasn't
done one
done
today?
one.
Not today.
I don't think Tig has.
Yeah, you want me to do it?
Okay. Go
But Tig
for it.
always wants to roll low.
I do. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, but Tig doesn't make us roll low. Her desires have no bearing on reality. It's not the
No.
secret.
I
You
never
make it
roll
up
low.
on shore and there's nobody around.
Are we looking like it's more of a city proper now?
Yes.
Getting to the city proper now?
Yep.
Matthias, you think you can direct us from here?
Does it look more familiar?
Yep.
Yeah, I should be able to get us from here.
I expect if we stay out along the roads, we'll probably get noticed or stopped more times, but Matthias and Nala, do you two think you might be able to talk people out of that? We
I
just
can
need to
try.
get to Torvis's.
You can try.
I think I did pretty good with those guys back there.
Sure. I would just need to figure out where exactly Torvis is and get there, and hopefully it doesn't cost us too much.
So that is the question of the day, Matthias. Where are you taking him?
Were we told where Torvis's was?
The best you got was he's on the southern side of the city.
I guess the other thing, and this is a character thing, does Matthias have recollection of any Torvis Vladimir or any Vladimir shops or places back in the day from his backstory?
The understanding is that Torvis was put in pretty recently, and Matthias has not been here for 40 years.
Right.
So no, he wouldn't.
Can't keep asking about Matthias back, or else I would question more, but I can't. Never mind.
More information we might have to pay for.
Well, the captain didn't know, so it's information that we need to get one way or another. We'll find it out at the point. I feel like Matthias will be the best to actually get that information, though, unless you want me to try again.
I agree. Matthias would be the best person to get that information.
Definitely talk, but I definitely can't talk well to other people. I tend to apparently start fights almost.
I can try.
Yeah, when I talk to people, they tend to have existential crises, and then things turn in time freezes and like aberrations appear. So it's probably best if I don't do it.
That
That's
is a
that's
special
generalizing
scenario that
a
doesn't
single
always happen.
event.
That has happened more than once. I mean, not all of those things, but like at least the existential crisis part. Basically, when I talk to people, their beans blow open. So like, it's not good.
You are aware that you are literally opening people up to basically. I am not going to continue talking about this, and you shouldn't either. Never mind.
You are right, and also it doesn't seem like traveling and trying to find out information is the time to do that thing that you just were, suggesting that I do.
What? No, don't give anyone existential crises right now. That's when you get a bug about whatever holy symbol they're holding.
Yeah, I got it.
Fine.
We're good.
We've probably, if there's no one on the dock, as it were right now, we're probably close to having people around us. So lead on, so we can figure out where we need to go and ask who we need to ask.
As you say that, a couple people show up.
And so they appear.
And they will notice you. Oi, we all down here.
Oi, just drying off.
Yeah, we'll drive somewhere else.
Is this
All right.
not free area?
No, it's most certainly is not.
What is it then?
It is a not free area
From what?
from you drying off.
Well,
Why?
it is right next to the river.
Yeah, that's nice. Unfortunately, you're on the wrong side of it.
Why is everyone in this town so mean?
What do you mean by wrong side?
Just do touristy things. Why does everybody gotta be
Does it
mean?
look like we're a tourist city, lady?
What do you mean wrong side?
I don't live here, and here I am. So therefore, I am a tourist.
Well, you have
so yes.
chosen poorly, miss.
Well, regardless, here I am.
Yes, here you are. There is a fee for you to be in the city. In fact, it is
outside of it?
1 silver piece per person.
That
I
doesn't make
mean, 1 gold piece per person.
any.
I was just gonna say 1 silver's pretty good. I hand him a silver.
You're right on that one. For one, and for two, anyone could possibly come to us and say that. We have already paid a gold piece to other people to be in the city. So if the fact that you're saying silver and then trying to up it to gold means that you have no standing to ask that, and if you try to push the matter, we'll just bring it up with Torvis.
Oh, so you know Torvis.
We do.
Then you would know It's not a tourist city.
We have places to be. Can we end this conversation, please?
Sure, one
Knowing
gold piece per
Corvus
person.
and
Oh,
being
you
from
said it's
outside the city are
silver.
two different things.
I did. And then my friend corrected me as I understand that silver is not more expensive than gold, it is less.
I think
Well, the fact that you're stupid is not our problem.
Hey,
I think you're silly, and this is town, and you have an open port, so thus you can have people come and visit. So get out of my way.
what did
That's
she
what she
just
said.
say?
She said to get out of her way.
Look here, Missy, and the rest of y'all. You want to be in this town, you got to pay.
We have already
One
paid.
gold per person.
We have
I
already
didn't say
paid.
you pay. You're
We
going to
didn't
say
pay
that
you, nor do we
regardless.
care.
So how would I know that you paid?
I don't care. We're walking by you.
I don't think so. And he pulls out his weapon.
I just
Oh,
kind of
jeez.
raise my arm with the pistol that's in the armor now and say, "You don't want to do that."
You're pointing an arm at me. What the fuck? And the other guy's like pulling out his weapon. They definitely look like a bunch of buffoons.
Let's just keep walking.
You know, if you guys do attack, then you obviously don't know who you're up against. So we're just gonna walk by you, and on the off chance that you decide to attack, know that your lives are forfeit.
You should probably put those weapons away. It looks like you might hurt yourself.
What he said.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Get it, Mathias.
God damn.
What's up?
All right, well, fine. You find Torvis and you get the thing that you need to show that you are allowed to be in the city. And then people will
We
stop
have the
harassing you.
thing. We have the coins that are needed, but if there's
We
more
don't
than
do
that,
coins here. Those could be faked, son.
again with that noise. All right, fine.
Yeah, because it's true. They could be fake. What's wrong with you? Oh my god.
Goodbye.
No. Hold on. They can earn their gold. They can earn their gold. The gold per fucking person. If they tell us where Torvis's place actually is, they will get their gold.
Ooh,
I have an
good call.
appointment with him.
Wait,
but we
you're
need
here to see Torvis, but you don't know where he is. He's right over. And the other guy smacks him upside the head.
Did he
No,
point
keep
out? Did he
talking.
point it out enough?
No, he didn't.
Hey,
Look, I will pay you the gold per person for each of us if you point it out the rest of the way, and maybe even escort us there so that we're not asked any more stupid fucking questions from any other people before we get there.
The two of them look at each other and have that look like, oh yeah, that's actually not bad. Yeah. All right, done.
I hand them 5 gold.
Hell yeah, we're gonna drink good tonight. Fuck yeah.
You and the other group.
Cool, we have an escort now. Way to go, guys.
Go team. That was a joint effort.
Mhm.
In the commotion, a couple other guards, and I quote unquote this, had shown up, and the two were like, "Back off! These are ours." They're like, all right.
Just as we're walking past them, then I'm like, I just go to them. Are you guys set up at checkpoints to do this to every stranger in town?
Dude, we get our money somehow.
So how do you gauge who's worth what? Because obviously you have a silver and gold as for different people. Obviously you've gauged us as gold. Does it go higher than that?
There's nothing higher than gold.
You don't know what platinum is?
Don't teach them. Let's go.
Guy just has like this very confused look of like, what? You have blown his mind.
You
That's what I was
gave
going
him an
for.
existential crisis. Very Corey of you.
Somebody's gotta do it.
So as they're leading you through the city, you will notice that there are actual people here still moving about the city, but they definitely have the look of like kind of repressed, not really living in a great situation. There are shops. The shops are open. There are people doing general normal stuff, but there are definitely a lot of quote unquote guards. But Corey, you're like, those are fucking thugs and ruffians, and god damn it.
So I'm not very impressed by the NB
No.
side of the city, is what you're
No, you're
telling
not.
me.
So they lead you into the southern part of the city to a very well established and nice looking building that doesn't quite have any, like, it's not super neon sign, hey, the headquarters is here, but it definitely has the this is probably where the headquarters is at.
As we are walking, I'm just gonna casually toss out a. Doesn't look like a. I thought I heard something about a Mr. Stain in somewhere in the city. Doesn't look like he's been around here. But I've heard all sorts of stories about him.
You get no response.
Like, as in, it's a pointed no response? Like they're
No.
hiding something, or
Like they're ignoring, not so much that they're ignoring you, but they don't realize that was to them and they don't recognize the name.
okay, that was what I was going for. We're good.
So you enter the headquarters, and it's bustling a bit. There are people moving about, doing business, doing. Let's see. There is a at the front end. There is a receptionist, not the one you saw, Corey. It is a older woman. We'll say human. Looks to be about her 30s.
Okay, definitely not Corey's age.
Yes, how can I help you?
That was great.
They're here to see tourists. Well, there's a wait. You know, he doesn't take appointments and stuff like that, or he doesn't take walk-ins, only appointments. Do you have an appointment?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name?
Whatever my fake name is. Raylana, that's right.
Raylana. Nope, sorry, no Raylana's here.
I think you have a mistake there.
Nope, no mistake, no Raylana's.
Corey's one of the few without it. And
The two guards have fucked off at this point.
Goodbye, assholes.
Telepathically to Corey, then, is there any real reason to keep the fake name? We only need the disguise. We don't actually need the fake names here. We really need to protect it from them.
In my head, I just say, couldn't think of anything else.
Why don't you try with the other one?
What other one? My actual name?
What could have hurt at this point?
Got anything under Corey, maybe? Or Mathias?
Let's see here. Oh, yep, Corey and Mathias. See whenever available. Go right on ahead.
Corey and her, she can't reach out to fucking Shin telepathically, so she'll just
When she goes to
fist
look
bump
at
him, I guess, as she walks by.
Shin to the lady says, "We are with them. Do you need our names too, or are we good?"
Nope. Says Corey or Mathias with the group. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We walk right on in.
You will head past the receptionist. There's a door that she had pointed you to, and you will open that door, I assume.
Yep.
It's a trap. Just kidding.
It's a mimic.
You open the door.
None of us are rogues.
There is another receptionist there, and this is the one that you saw, Corey. And she is still wearing a very revealing outfit. Currently doing her nails. What do you want? You know we don't take walk-ins.
Yeah, we were sent this way to see Vladimir. So,
Torvis. To see Torvis.
Torvis.
Vladimir? That's not the name he uses. Oh, God. Gotta talk to Betsy. She always sends the wrong people. Sorry.
Yeah,
We're not the
told
wrong
he was-
people.
We were told he was expecting Corey and Matthias in their group.
Oh, like,
That's-
oh my God. Really? What's the name?
They literally just said, woman!
Matthias.
Mathias.
Mhm.
Huh. Sounds. Hold on. Stay right here. She gets up and saunters her way through another door, closes it.
So why didn't you bring up the Corey and Matthias thing to start with, Matthias?
He froze. He does this. It's like 50-50. Mixed back.
Wasn't expecting to have to go through 2 receptionists.
It's like double security. Most people
This
can
place
just be
is-
pushed away with just one secretary, so if you have 2, then dang.
This place is run by fucking thugs. I'm not surprised by anything at this point.
Language from a woman of the cloth such as yourself.
Hey, Goldie's not, physically here anymore.
Maybe
No,
she
but
can
I'm
still
sure
hear
Goldie
you though.
knows.
I'm sure she
knows.
can.
I'm sure you're teaching Goldie bad habits.
Well.
Oh, bad Corey. I thought
And
you'd
that's-
know
Yeah.
this in your age.
That's still that foul of language from a woman of the cloth?
You just learn what's important and what's not the older you get.
5 minutes goes by, nothing happens.
Can we just walk in now?
We probably could.
I'm down.
I'm tired of having our time wasted. We're trying to save the fucking world over here.
Nala leads the charge. She goes and opens the door.
You open
Nice.
the
I'll be
door.
right behind you.
The secretary, the second secretary, is sitting on the desk, still working on her nails, talking to another man that you've seen, Corey. Oh, these people are so terrible. I mean, what? You're not supposed to come back here. Fine, it's fine. Hal, go back to your. What? They're not. You're supposed to be outside. What's wrong with you people? God.
You
We're here
have
to see
poor
Torvis.
customer service.
Do I look like a person who does customer service? God.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
Kinda, actually.
you're a secretary, so yes.
I'm not a secretary. Thank you very much. I am his assistant manager.
Oh,
Hey,
au contraire, I'm
As
so
a-
sorry.
as a real life personal assistant, that shit is real, okay? If anyone called me a secretary, I'd slam their head into a desk.
Damn.
Au contraire, I'm so sorry.
God.
I mean, this bitch
you are
sucks,
so
but
terrible. Ugh. She saunters her way back out and tries. I mean, if you let her, she'll walk her way out.
Can I try to step on her foot as she goes by?
Oh God. Yes.
Excellent. Because I'm gonna. What do I gotta do?
do it.
I don't know.
It's an attack roll.
Yeah. Go for an attack roll.
I'm not like trying to maim her or anything,
It's
just.
still just an attack roll. You are physically trying to attack her, even if just to do no damage.
So unarmed, I'm guessing?
Yeah, just unarmed. Oh yeah, you catch her good.
Good.
Now roll a
Thinks
deception
about that for a second.
Roll a deception.
to play it off. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
So she saunters on by, and Nala very well gets a foot on her. And it doesn't look like it's either you miss it or it doesn't look malicious at all, and she stumbles and falls.
I mean, I think I catch it because I have a passive insight of 16, but still.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Who? How dare you? How could you? And she's like looking at all of you because she can't figure out who's the one who did it.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
No! One of you
happened?
tricked me.
What? None of us
What?
tripped you.
Yes,
No, there were.
one of you.
You fell.
I am very confused.
No, it was definitely one of you people.
I have no clue.
Maybe.
Would a pretty lady such as yourself really need to get herself all flustered like this, or would you like to continue doing your nails?
We have a business to get to. Perhaps we should focus on that.
Nala is trying really hard not to like break out in laughter.
Oh, whatever. Fine. And she will close the door. You all hear her say, whores.
Collectively?
Yes.
You're all whores, the lot of you.
Collectively!
That was beautiful.
The guy that was sitting at the desk, having heard all of that, and just basically was just listening at this point.
Hi, how you doing?
I would say take a seat, but I don't have 5 chairs, so take a stand.
No problem.
All
MPT
right.
can take a seat. MPT, sit on your haunches. There you go. Good MPT.
Who might you all be that so graciously graced my humble business?
Well, I'd say we would show you our coins, but apparently those can be faked, quote unquote, by everyone here on the way here. So
Let me see.
I show him the coin.
No, yep, this looks real. I tell all
course.
my guys to say that because I mean they can, but they don't have a good eye for it, so I just tell them not to bother. But yeah, these are
There's
definitely these are definitely real.
You guys
Hands
some
back.
shady guys.
Oh, all right. We're just pointing that out then. Okay.
What exactly do you mean there, Missy?
They were
Oh my
not
god, if one more
very
person calls you
nice
Missy, I'm gonna
or
start bashing heads in.
hospitable. I think it's because I have adopted this really weird voice for Nala tonight.
Saying Misty to this giant Goliath.
Just like
really tired,
enormous,
guys.
intimidating fighter.
Yeah, but she doesn't just exude intimidation. Like there's only a passive intimidation check when she's actually leaning a conversation in that direction.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's the way I've been playing it.
So those things that I said,
Sorry, what'd you say?
I don't remember now. It was
Well,
off
you're
the
gonna have to say
top.
it again.
Say him again or come up with something better. Now's your chance.
I was in the moment and now I'm not.
Well, so I say your line again. Something Missy, and then everything went off on a tangent.
Why do you say that, Missy?
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Oh, that was.
You,
Oh my
you just
god.
pulled a miser move there. Damn!
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I got her.
Oh wow, you can actually hear her squeaking through my. Okay, yep, that's what's going on. Squeaking's going through my mic.
Once per game, you have to break a lariat. It's a rule now.
I mean,
She's crying. How dare you?
it's happened the second time
the
too.
best part is how long it goes on for.
She cracked herself up.
Better than cracking herself down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
Crack kills, y'all. Crack kills. That was disturbing, Silent. It was very disturbing.
It was like
He asked me to say it again, so I did.
he dropped the bass on the Missy and just killed me. I was officially slayed.
Uh-oh. Valeria's got to roll a new character.
No. Okay.
Don't tell me I have to do it again.
No, please don't do it again. My tummy can't take it. I full body laugh, guys. It's a lot of effort.
Perfect.
It's good.
Okay. I think it's not gonna be as good this time, but I think I said something along the lines of, your guys were really mean and not hospitable.
Yes. Okay. Well, we're in the middle of a battle between the church and us, so we have to be careful that they're not just going to try and infiltrate us and then take us out from the inside. So yes, they are a bit abrasive to any newcomer. You stay here long enough, they'll recognize you and understand who you are.
And not try to gouge us for all of our money or try to suggest that we pay with our bodies.
Who exactly are you people again?
Mathias.
Nala here.
Oh, you're that group. Okay.
The best group.
So,
The captain sent us.
and he looks at Nala. You're from the military. You understand wars cost money, right? So
Yes.
we make our money so that we can continue fighting this battle.
Okay. I feel a little bit better about it, but still, they were kind of scoundrelly about it.
Well, if you notice that what this group does, and he points to the coins, tends to be on the shady side to begin with, we're going to attract shady people.
I'll let it go.
Oh, well, you're so kind.
No, that was to you, Sai.
Oh.
I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not getting anywhere.
How can I help the rest of you? Or do I look forward to more interrogations?
I was not interrogating you. I was just informing you about your staff. That's all.
Duly noted.
Not an interrogation, but you said wars cost money. So who is supplying your side?
To be honest, I don't have the specifics, but from what I understand, there is a very interested individual who wants to see our group succeed.
Okay. And you don't have a name?
No, because they want to stay in the shadows, considering what we are.
Mm-hmm. Do you know? Okay, this is gonna sound a bit obvious to say, but you need to hear me out. Do you know if anyone is supplying the other side besides church and whatnot, as it were?
The people who are supplying the church side, supplying how?
As in, you're obviously wars cost money, so your side is being supplied arms and armor and stuff like that from someone in particular. Who's wanting to remain anonymous. Who is supplying the other side?
The church.
Okay, just the church? Don't really know anyone else there?
I mean, that's most of what we got. We haven't really had time to look into on that.
Now here is where a pointed question comes from. Has either side, yours or theirs, started putting out arms that should be, or that are put it bluntly, not ahead of quality, but ahead of what other weapons should be doing. So, like, say you have your crossbows, you have your bows. Is anyone just pulling out pistols and muskets?
You know, we have had some people pull that out. Yes.
On both sides?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Something to look into.
Why do you ask?
I have an acquaintance here, and I've been trying to track him down, and I think you just helped me a little bit.
You're Shin, right?
I am Shin.
You're the artificer?
Yes. If MPT wasn't proof of that already.
Are you wearing your armor at the moment?
I
DM?
am. I have my disguise on over it, but if I lift up my arm even a little bit and let let the sleeve slide back from the metal, then you actually see the arm with the pistol mounted into the metal.
Do you have it to a point where he could see?
I will do so to show him a little bit, yes, but not point it at him.
Are you wearing... Is that a full bodysuit?
Of a sort, yes.
Huh. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, it's still a bit wet in here. Shakes out my boot, and a little bit of water still comes out. Haven't figured out the water tightening of it yet, but I'm getting there.
Great. Is there anything else I can help you all with?
It's
Yeah.
Okay, go for it, Corey.
No, go ahead.
What we can also help you out with while we're here.
Okay.
Obviously, we are a part of the MBs as well, so we are definitely here, sort of passing through, but we need a station before we pass through to be able to go about our own business before we head out to take care of things outside the city.
A station.
More like a
What
safe
would-
haven. Basically, a place we can come back to without being pursued by the other side.
Uh-huh. And what do you need in this station?
Well, you keep saying this as if what do we need type of deal. But I'm trying to come to a trade with you. We need basically a place to stay, and that's about it. We usually head to the heads of the cities of the MBs for whoever is leading each city to see if they need help with any particular things before we head out, because we are helping with your cause.
Well, I'll be honest, we definitely could use help in terms of strategic raids. Maybe getting more of the city on our side, wiping out some of the military guards. That would certainly help.
It is all things we can look into more. I do know that we do need that station then. We are to help plan out and cover this stuff then.
Sure. I still need to know what this station needs to have. Are you just looking for a place to
Justice.
stay?
Yep. Somewhere safe to stay.
And
Wow.
I'd like a little workshop included with that so that I can help you guys work on and repair things, or even come up with some new things to put you on equal footing with the military of the other side.
Well, we have a bit of a workshop. It's not really that in use anymore since we, from what I understand, we get pretty decently supplied.
Okay.
So I
I-
can't really say it's going to be great, but you can at least take a look.
Could I
As for a
look at
place,
some of these supplies that you have been supplied with?
sure,
able
you
to
have to talk to
identify
my
some stuff
supply
from-
guy. I don't really deal with that logistics all that much, to be honest.
For me?
As for
Before
a
the
place to
conversation.
stay, I'm sure we can figure something out.
Sure. Come to an even trade with giving us a place to stay where we aren't getting basically knocked down for money every other street. Your checkpoint
Yeah,
system. quite flawless.
Your
by the way.
guys keep talking about some kind of other way to verify that we can move freely on this side of the city. Is that something you can provide us?
Yes. I make some writs of authenticity and stamp it with my seal.
That would
No
be
one
very
has
helpful.
counterfeited your seal yet?
No, they haven't, because I change it all the time.
So how does everyone throughout the city keep up to date with what you change it to?
Every
Right.
week I change it and I pass it out to the guards.
How has that not been passed out to the wrong parties yet?
Oh, it has, but that's why I change it based on week.
So you're trying to just keep ahead 1 week
Yep.
at a time?
Yep.
I would be
Obviously, it's
surprised if
not going
someone
to be
hasn't caught on to
flawless
that. Yeah.
because no system ever is.
Out of game. I wonder how much of that was just an argument between Silent and Miser for a moment there.
I don't know.
So yeah, we'll take that in a safe house and somewhere for Shin to help you guys out. That's really all we need.
Mm-hmm.
I can provide you with a place to stay. I can't necessarily say it's going to be something I'm going to specifically guard as a safe house. Is that okay?
We can keep our own watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can we be sure that we don't have to keep our own watch from your NBs?
I'll send the word out. Have them not harass you.
Thank you. And will we also be apprised of this writ while we're here on the weekly as well?
Yeah. I can have
Thank you
one
again.
drafted up for you right now.
Then
It'll change in a
I
couple
will
days.
be glad to help or assist you where we can. And
Just
I'm
be
sure the
careful
rest of
where
us
you
will be
carry
too.
it because the military knows that people have it. So if you have it and you show up over on that side, they're not going to be happy.
Right, correct. Well, I assume if we show up on that side, it won't be to be showing them a writ.
That's the hope.
Yeah,
Some
if
people are really
we
stupid, though.
show up on that side, we're done for kind of regardless. So
Why is
I
that?
wouldn't
we'll be
say that.
careful. People tend to recognize us, is all I'm saying.
Yes, we are recognizable, but not for the stuff that we'll be doing.
No, you're right.
It's more so what she's saying is more so if we show up on that side and we're basically being idiots and just gallivanting across the streets, we'll be noticed and be brought in. That is what she's
Right.
saying.
That is what I am saying. He's
Ah.
my interpreter. Thank you, Shin.
I see. Well, then, best you be stay on this side then.
Yeah.
All right. I assume if you have any raid plans or anything like that, it's still early enough in the day. Do you handle the planning of this stuff?
Personally, no. No, I just make sure that they get the right people to do the job. But no, I don't. I don't go on the front line. That's dumb. That's how my predecessor died. Oh, one more thing. Well, actually, a couple more things. You want that writ, so
Correct.
he starts taking out pieces of paper. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think your panther needs one. 5. Signs them, stamps them, hands them off.
Thank you.
They're like
Thank you.
note cards. And then he
I'm
hands
sure to get
you a
my-
letter, Shin.
I make sure to get my coin back from him as well, with the letter.
Yeah. You get handed a letter and it is stamped with a seal of a 2 gears interlocking between each two. And you
Mm,
recognize that as Obadiah's.
from your supplier?
No. This was handed to me by somebody saying that when your group arrived, I should hand this to you specifically.
Huh. This is the second time this has happened. The first time was really bad, so while I know who this is from... Okay, thank you. Did you peruse it?
No, that's why it has the seal on it.
Seals can be broken without actually cracking them. I know you know this.
Not this one.
I take a look at the seal again. Anything more intricate about it or different?
Oh, it's very intricate.
Is it like
You
an arcana or
kinda-
an investigation to figure it out?
Yeah. So you don't have to roll, but you think that you have to touch the seal before it
Ah, it's one of those.
fully opens up. And you're not sure how it's keyed to you specifically, but that's the impression you're getting.
Can I tell that he basically used one of his tinkers for it?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like it would be a tinker?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I will, well, thank you for the letter. Our militaristic or more planning sort of people are Nala and kind of Matthias in that expertise. So if you need any of their help with that stuff, I'm sure you'll pass them on to the right people with that.
Yeah. Go talk to yada yada and such and such.
And then who will be setting us up with the station so that we can move about?
The station is run by Horwitz, or at least what's left of it.
Horwitz? It's like Horwitz or S? Is this a person or like the name of the place?
Both.
Horwitz runs Horwitz. I'm hoping that we can provide beneficial teamwork to each other.
I as well. And he stands up and holds out a hand to you, Shin.
I shake his hand, and as I'm shaking his hand, I do actually ask where Horwitz actually is.
I'll point out the direction for him.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can talk to my secretary, Hal.
Okay. And
Oh yeah, Hal likes us a lot.
Does this mean we will get past the first secretary? Oh, wait. Does Hal actually like being called a secretary?
She gets over it.
Okay.
Matthias, do you have any questions for Torvis before we leave?
Ah! I have another question.
Which gives me time to think about his answer.
It's been bugging us the entire time we've been coming up here, but you prefer being called Torvis, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I guess it's not really my place to ask why you don't prefer your last name, but that's okay,
Why
right?
don't you take a wild guess as to why I don't like that last name?
It's all right.
All right.
I don't get it.
Corey puts a hand on Matthias's shoulder.
Is there something he's supposed to be asking? I don't know.
Maybe.
Do you want my out-of-game answer, or?
You may as well at this point.
I mean, Corey feels like the only reason that we're in Donna is for Matthias to get something that he needs, like, spiritually. So she's kind of hoping he knows what the fuck the point of even being in Donna for more than 10 minutes is.
And Tig is like super on the money as well.
This is your territory, and Corey knows that, and she's worried about your like spirituality. So this hand on your shoulder is comforting and encouraging, is its intent.
And you
He
also,
also
just
hasn't
heard
been here for like 43 years, so.
Right, so all the more reason to ask some questions.
Like about
Yeah.
people. Any people who you want to know if they're still here or where they are.
Mm-hmm. She does not want you to squander this opportunity should you feel that you need it.
Shin is like about to walk out, but pauses when he realizes Corey has the hand on Matthias. Like
It
Matthias
has not
has something to
escaped
say.
Corey's notice that Shin has been doing all of the talking, so...
And Shin pauses before leaving and stands near the back. Out of game. So Shin hasn't been to the city like at all, or even in a longer time than Matthias, and immediately started drilling the person about questions for some stranger in the town for all intents and purposes for others. So go for it, V. Ask away. You don't solve a story unless you start the story.
I believe in you.
Now V knows how I felt when I had to solo talk to Danica. I was like, I don't know.
I have no idea what I would ask him though. That
Well, he's gonna be the only one who knows anything that you might want to know, or at least the best place to start.
Yeah, like he'll actually give us answers. If we ask random people, they'll probably be like, it costs 100 gold, and then not actually know the answer.
They will now.
So, as you're all kind of like giving V some encouraging vibes, I'm sorry, Matthias some encouraging vibes, Torvis kind of looks at Matthias for a bit and then has a look of realization on his face, and he's like, "You're the one that left, Matthias, right?"
yeah.
Sai is so kind.
So kind.
How long ago did you leave?
Over 40 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You didn't leave anything behind, did you?
Mm. Not that I can think of.
The rumors say otherwise.
What do those rumors say?
You used to train under the previous high priestess, and you were very well acquainted with her. And something happened, and you left. And about that time, she had a daughter. And now, I don't truly believe in coincidence, but I say that is a little strange.
That's very strange because I didn't have that kind of relationship with her.
Hmm. And after all of this, you finally come back to the city. What would that be for?
Where I need to look away from this channel on Discord.
You're making me laugh so much. I had to mute myself.
Because that is super distracting.
It's almost like they're telling you what you should ask.
Oh my god.
I don't know about Bex's final one though. That one seems a bit.
This is what it's like when Tig and I get into DMs, by the way.
It was we're here on our way through, but guess stopping in here wouldn't be bad to find out what happened since I've been gone.
Of course. We all would like to understand a little more about our history, whether or not things are being hidden from us.
Do you know what happened to the old priestess?
She's dead. She died. Rumor has it she was on a pilgrimage up north to Hobblehaven on a ship, and the ship was attacked. Nobody knows what got them, but she disappeared. Part of that rumor stated that somebody or something on that ship was looking for you. And she ended up being in the way. But it is just rumor after all.
How long ago did that happen?
Oh, about 20 years now. You didn't hear about it? It's very surprising.
Heard some rumors, but just making sure.
Though I guess if to be fair, these rumors are quite on the down low. From what I understand, the word is that she retired. Was never seen again. Anyways, just rumors.
Probably best they'll be able to find out without finding somebody that was actually there. And after this much time, that's easier said than done.
For those of you with a passive insight of higher than 15, realize he's about to say something and then decides not to.
What? What is it?
Oh,
Please, if you have something to tell my friend, please tell him.
just idle musing. That's all. I mean, rumors are just rumors. If they're baseless, there's no reason to extrapolate on
Rumors
them.
are rarely totally baseless.
Oh? Is that so?
There's usually something that starts them, after all.
It's true. It is very true. Yeah. It's been a while though, so I can't really know. But yes, we need to make sure you guys have a safe haven, and I need to get that started. So, why don't we get that taken care of?
One last question, at least from me.
Sure.
Is there a safe way to get to the other side of the city? Do you guys have any sort of passage, or if we needed to be over there and we didn't want to just walk across the street and get caught?
uh, how about we give that a day or two, and I'll let you know if we do have one.
Do I know what the hell he's trying to suggest with that statement? That seems really suspicious.
Well, she dropped the Corey voice, so.
Like, is he just saying he doesn't trust us yet, or?
That's up to your interpretation.
To be fair, we've just asked a lot of him without paying anything forward yet, so.
Yeah. Okay. I was a little bit confused, but that's fine. You're right. Okay, well, we know how to get back here, thankfully.
Good.
We appreciate everything that you are doing for us. It will mean a lot to our mission.
Oh, I look forward to a beautiful relationship between both of us. Hopefully, you can help us just as much as we can help you.
That is the hope.
To be sure. That is definitely the plan.
You mind opening the door for me?
Sure.
Sure.
Since
Since I'm
you're all
back in the
kind of
line,
crowded
I'll
on
open
that
the door.
side. Hey, Hal! What? Make sure they get shacked up with Billy. Ugh. Why? Don't ask me why, woman. Because. Ugh. Fine.
Because you love us. That's why. And I smirk at her.
To be fair, you're all still in the room when he's yelling through the door at them, so it's not. You have to like
Okay.
look through the door to smirk at her.
I
walk
will
out when I open the door.
I will smirk at her as I walk by.
She gives you the finger.
Have a good day, Torvis.
You too.
I put my arm around Matthias's shoulder as we walk out.
When everyone is out of the room, I will close it behind them all.
Hal will go fetch a runner boy and tells him to take you to Billy's.
Thank you, Hal.
Ugh, whatever.
Thanks, Hal.
God.
Hey,
Thank you.
How old
no one
does
knows
Hal
how
look?
hard your job is.
Hal is like 17, 18 years old.
So literally just eye candy to Torvis from what it sounds like from her
Yeah.
attitude.
That's what it seems like.
Wow.
Corey, you had something you were also saying though. Sorry to interrupt that.
Oh, I was just being silly. I was like, nobody knows how hard your job really is. I appreciate you.
I bet you do. Ugh.
Doesn't sound like your job's that hard. Just throwing it out there.
As a personal assistant, I have to tell you that it looks easy and it's not.
I too have done that, so I
say
understand.
you're both
But her
personal
job
assistants.
in particular does not sound that hard if she has time to paint her nails.
True that. I know. I was thinking, like, damn, what would my boss do if I just started doing my nails at my desk?
You
The other thing-
you think
The other
she's
thing-
the reason she gives all other secretaries a bad name?
Yeah.
I bet the other thing too is this is like fantasy medieval crap too. Like personal assistant back then does what exactly at that point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who
She's
fucking
the-
knows?
She's the gatekeeper.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's basically about it. Make sure that the
Um,
boss is fed.
So it's 11:15 if you all want to continue or stop here, since I know
Yes.
Larry said she's pretty zonked.
This is a good stopping point actually before unless you actually want to like RP out Billy's or something.
No, this is good.
We don't want to give Mathias more things to stumble over. It's okay, just look in chat, we'll help you.
Right? I think
Yeah,
he needs to
sometimes we'll
ignore
be
chat, though.
assholes, but sometimes we'll be helpful.
But that's when he wants to ignore chat because he wants to be original and from himself, and then you guys are just spamming it.
With sass.
Yes.
Well, he was
all the
saying
sass.
like he wasn't sure what to ask, so we're all yelling like ideas.
Right?
for what
There's
to ask.
there's immediately 3 questions that have come up in the recent half hour that you know about now, and you're just like, I don't know what to ask.
Hey,
Don't
it's
worry.
hard when the spotlight's on you, man.
If anyone needs questions to ask, I will yell questions for you to ask. Don't worry.
Tig's got you covered.
We have our own metagaming lizard over here. It's fine.
Yep.
Mhm.
Questions that need answers.
Hey, we didn't die this session. Yay!
Nope.
Every session we survive is a success.